Nation game April 7th. NBA play-in tournament continues tonight. Bulls take on the Heat in Miami. Tip-off at 6. Oklahoma City travels to Minnesota. Tip-off there at 8:30. And Rory McIlroy fined $3 million by the PGA Tour. We'll talk about all of this as the Blitz begins at Texas Cheer Liquor right now.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. A great place to get your weekend started.
No doubt about it. In fact, you probably need to come to Texas Cheer Liquor number 3 because they got everything you need for the weekend. Get stocked up. Come see us. Plus, rumor has it AD's going to be raffling off some bottles or something. And you know he's going to have some stuff for you to try. AD rolls out the red carpet every time we're at Texas Cheer Liquor. So come out and join us. Texas Cheer Liquor number 3.
And you talk about what's on special and what he's rolling out. Free mini taco plates. The food truck is on its way. Silver Star whiskey or vodka, and there's a whole bunch of it to our right.
Nice.
It is on special. Texas Cheer private barrel samples from the Elijah Craig barrel. Maker's Mark and Jack Daniel's Rye. $5 off your Silver Star, $14.99 for the half gallon.
You know what else they have here? Flight by Yingling.
Yeah, they do. They
sure do.
They have that.
They do have that.
I will pay off my beer bet. I will pay off my beer bet.
I can't wait to get that on camera.
You already did.
Oh.
It's already on the socials.
Well, it is on the socials, but
Yeah.
I want to do it again.
We'll
keep putting it on the socials
we'll
for a long
just hit
time.
the retweet button, and that'll be fine.
Oh, I can't. And I probably just in honor of you, after the show's over today, just crack one open.
Well, and again, you look at it, you think about the beer bets. With the playoffs coming up, are we going to go double or nothing?
Well, we have to. We can start tonight. I mean, if you want.
I mean, you could do that. I'm not betting on a play yet.
Why not?
But you want to bet on a play yet?
Of course. It's a big deal, Winner goes on, loser goes home.
You're such a, and I don't blame you. Me too. All right, fine. We will do that.
We'll do that.
I don't know what was going on with Jimenez and Spence today. But they need to come by Texas Cheer Liquor. I mean,
they both need a drink.
The last part of that show, I was ready for somebody to threaten to turn that car around. We'll pull this thing over. If you guys don't behave.
Yeah, they could use a drink, both of them. I guarantee you Jimenez will be here. This is kind of in the vicinity of his neighborhood, right?
Yes.
But he'll be here. There's no question about it. So I was going to say I'm looking forward to that, but I'm not sure I am. Anyway, he'll be here whether I'm looking forward to it or not.
Rudy J will be by.
Of course he will.
Although I think Rudy J, he always says, "Hey, I'll be there." He didn't give us a time, or he didn't give me a time on when he was gonna be here. But he's already called in late. He put on social media. What did he say? Beat me there, don't meet me there. I think that was his saying is, I'm coming, but I ain't telling you what time because you'll just make fun of me because the dude is never on time.
Well, he will be here. There's no doubt about that. So you need to be here. Come on out and see us and stock up for the weekend and just have some fun for us. And you might win something while you're out here. Plus, there are samples, which is always nice, and food.
Yes.
All of the above.
Well, it makes life easy, doesn't it?
It does.
Makes life easy. So many things to get ready for the weekend. Of course, the play-in, we'll dive into that. And not only the play-in tonight, but the actual playoffs that get underway starting tomorrow with all the different series that we'll get into. We will talk extensively on the NBA BS fine of Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban today, $750,000. While it sounds big, that is the biggest pile of crap of a fine. What message does that send? We'll get into that, and if you've got opinions on it, and I know you do, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on the Kia Bossa Smoke Meats phone lines. You could dial them, or you could text them, or you can tweet us at Joe Reinagle 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about with that because I've already been going back and forth on Twitter with a couple of guys, and I get being a Spurs fan. I get pulling for your team. I understand that. I get taking up for your guys. But somebody tell me the difference in tanking the last game of the season as opposed to tanking the entire season.
Well, I mean, we'll dumb it down for you coming up. And look, I know.
So you're one of those, right? The Spurs can do no wrong, whatever, right?
We can get into it now. I look at what the reason the Mavericks got fined is because Jason Kidd went to the podium and said organizational decision.
Yes.
It was, are you on board with that? Those are my bosses. Of course I am. Jason Kidd was mad that they decided to not even try at the end. The Spurs and every other team that tanks have been doing it. What I don't like with the NBA and their release is you talk about cheating the fans and the integrity of the game and all that kind of stuff. If you really want to send a message, NBA, you don't fine a rich dude, a billionaire, $750,000. Granted, nobody wants to lose that kind of money, but you want it to hurt? Take away the draft pick that they tanked to protect.
I just don't see how you can punish the Dallas Mavericks and not punish everybody else. If you want to do something, Adam Silver and NBA, stop tanking altogether.
Well,
figure out a way where these teams can't blatantly don't expect us to be in the NBA Finals this year. It's not about winning. It's about player development. Okay, Pop, you're going to tank. Thank you for letting us know at the beginning of the season instead of the final game of the season. Tanking is tanking. Makes no difference. So how in the world do you find the Dallas Mavericks and you don't find the Spurs or the Houston Rockets or anybody else, the Detroit Pistons or anybody else that's in the lottery? How do you know they didn't tank? How do you know they didn't cost? I mean, just because there was a draft pick involved.
Because they said the word. They said the word.
It makes
right. They said the word. It's like
hypocritical.
It's like
as hell.
Getting fined for bitching about the officials when you literally call them out. If you don't call them out, but you make terms that associate with it, you don't get fined. But when you flat call them out, they're going to do that, and that is what Jason Kidd did. Mark Cuban was fined solely because of what Jason Kidd said on the podium. The Mavericks made a business decision to not only get into the lottery, but to protect their pick. Because if that pick belongs to the Knicks, it's first top 10 protected. So if they would have won that game, the Knicks would end up with their first pick, right? So they made the business decision to keep their pick. If the NBA really wanted to send a message, they take away that pick because the incentive to continue to tank is still there. If the Dallas Mavericks, and their percentage isn't high to get Wemby, but it's what, 3%?
But they can get him.
But if they get Wemby, is that not worth $750,000? If they get Scoot, is that not worth the $750,000? The NBA and their punishment here is you're going to bed without supper, but, stop and get you a snack on your way to the bedroom.
Just explain to me, because obviously I'm a little slow, I guess. The elevator's not completely rising to the top. Okay, I just want to know. The fact Jason Kidd said what he said, I totally agree with you. That's most likely why the Mavericks were fined today. Greg Popovich said it. Why? What's the difference? Yes, he did.
All Greg Popovich said is, don't bet money on us winning a championship this year.
Jason Kidd didn't come out and say we tanked. He said it was hold on. He said it was an organizational decision
to sit all those guys.
Okay. Well, how many games did Jeremy Sohan miss this year? Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson. You tell me they were all hurt?
Zach Collins with the paper cut that needed surgery.
Tanking is tanking. It makes no difference. Yes, there was a little more involved with the Mavericks, but tanking is tanking. You can't sugarcoat one over the other. It makes no sense.
But the only reason that the Mavs were investigated and subsequently fined is because of what Jason Kidd said on the podium. Everybody knows what the Spurs did. Everybody knows what the Rockets did. And quite frankly, they should be fined. They should be.
Every team.
Now, I will say,
Yes.
and I wrote this the other day, you can still find it at ESPNSA.com. The NBA needs to change the system. Instead of rewarding teams for sucking, don't reward suckage. Take the teams that are in the play-in. Let them have the best odds of winning the lottery. If you're a playoff team, I said the other day, if you don't make the playoffs, you should be fined. You were like, oh, you can't do that. Why not?
Well, you know what? I'm coming around to your argument there because of this. This is the most hypocritical thing I've ever seen of the NBA. This is just reeks of just hypocritical behavior. It's ridiculous. Not only did the Spurs tell us they were going to do this in training camp, then they trade away every good player that they have. And these guys, I'm seeing on Twitter, well, the Spurs, the difference is they couldn't win. They didn't have the players to do it because they traded everybody away.
Well, yeah.
So that's not tanking?
It is tanking.
And I don't know.
But nobody is saying, Joe, that the Spurs didn't tank.
All I'm saying is it's hypocritical of the NBA.
Well, of course it is.
Why do you find the Mavericks and you don't find everybody else? It drives me insane.
Because the Mavericks said it. Jason Kidd said it.
So did
Jason Kidd said it. In a game that could have been the determination, a deciding game on being in the play-in or not. You win that game in a must-win game, and you decide to lose it, and then your coach on the podium says, well, it was an organizational decision, ask them, then, yeah, you're going to get fined. But, again, the fine part of it, to me, I don't know why we're arguing about that and $750,000. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for anybody. I don't care how much you have, but who cares? You want to punish somebody, take away the damn pick. I mean, the reason you tanked was to make sure you kept your top 10 pick. If you want to send a message, you take that pick away.
And to get into the lottery. Would you not agree? I mean, look, if you're not going to win anything anyway, yeah, you want to keep your pick, but you're also into the lottery, which, I don't know, let's see. That's why everybody else tanked, to get into the lottery. Same thing. It makes no sense. Look, if I'm Mark Cuban, I'm going to Adam Silver right now and saying, why? I get what Jason Kidd said. Okay, so what? How about Pop? How about Detroit? How about Houston? How about everybody else that tanked all year to get into the lottery? Same thing we did. Why are we being punished?
Because their coach said something.
What? But
I know. I get it. But, I mean, it's not that complicated. Does it make sense? Is it hypocritical? All of it. But to get all that worked up, I'm sure Mark Cuban will appeal. And it won't matter. Last time he was fined, it's because he actually used the word tanking. And his fine's a little bit bigger because I think the last time it was $600,000. So it's always more, the next time you get fined and all that kind of stuff. But it's because they were blatant about it and they said it. They talked about it. Jason Kidd threw the organization under the bus because their tanking may cost him his job to begin with. And that's what they do. But again, the NBA, there's no teeth here. You want to send a message, take away that pick that you desperately tried to tank to keep. Where's the punishment? $750? Yeah, it's a lot of money, but ultimately the Mavericks are going to come out ahead if they keep their top 10 pick, but if they win the lottery, they get into the top 3. That's an investment, $750, that Mark Cuban would gladly make.
Well, I think everybody else would too, right? But look, what So I guess what I'm hearing from all of you guys is the fact that because there was a pick involved, that makes all the difference. You can tank to get in the lottery, and that's fine. But if you're tanking to protect the pick, that's where we draw the line. That's where you get fined. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It's hypocritical as all get out.
Yeah. You all right?
No, I'm not.
Need a drink?
I do.
We're in the right place.
We are. Unfortunately, I'm looking around at booze all around, and I can't have any of it.
We are at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3 90 and Montgomery here until 7 o'clock tonight on this Friday. Now, you think about this weekend, great weekend to fire up the grill. Before you market, there are two great locations because that great meal starts with great meat, and Tri-County has everything you need to up your grilling game. I know tomorrow I have a nice Wagyu brisket that is going on my Traeger. You want to do a brisket, you want to do some beef ribs, a tri-tip, picanha, pork ribs, they've got everything you need. Sausage, burgers, their seasoned fajitas are incredible. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect, and you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for 25. Tri-County Meat Market offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Two great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Hebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
If you missed R&R in the morning, then you missed this.
Let me ask you this question. If you could decide, okay, you get XFL, USFL for a season or the Combine for a week, San Antonio, which would you choose? You could bring the Combine here for a week and be the center of the football universe, or you could be Uranus circling the football universe. With
Uranus! He said Uranus!
Wake up with Robin Rudy. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Some people don't do well under pressure. At Northern Tool and Equipment, we do it best. Whether you're spraying down the shop or getting the winter grime off your house, a Northern Tool pressure washer says you're serious about spring cleaning. From an all-electric power horse to a Honda-powered North Star, we'll help you build your perfect cold or hot water package with all the chemicals, attachments, and everything you need for the job ahead. Northern Tool and Equipment. We're made for this. Come see us in store or shop online at northerntool.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on everything you need for spring, like 50 to 60% off suits, blazers, and pants from his favorite designers. Buy more, save more during the great shoe sale. Get 40% off 2 or more pairs, 30% off 1 pair. And get 30 to 70% off fine jewelry during our diamond sale. Plus, download the free Macy's app today for even more lowest prices of the season. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Shop Spring Black Friday savings at the Home Depot to get your kitchen clicking. With top brand appliances from Frigidaire, like a new refrigerator with sealed crisper drawers to keep your produce fresher longer. Or a dishwasher with its unique blade spray arm for better water coverage that reaches every corner. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Save up to $500 in select Frigidaire kitchen appliances during Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot.
I was in a terrible accident with a commercial vehicle. I had to have surgery on my back. My life was turned upside down and I was completely screwed. Then I called the Fours, the Davis law firm. Jeff personally handled my case. After expenses and attorney fees, I received $397,988. It's really true. Jeff was here for me.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you were injured by a car or large truck, call me at my San Antonio office at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on is your music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Monday on R&R in the morning, the NBA playoffs are underway. We break it all down for you, and all this NFL draft smoke is turning into fires, and break down Rob's weekend to C-Stat. Now back to the Blitz. Joe, you look good in that tux. I know you had a good night.
Yes, sir, Mr. Rudy J.
You did.
Had a great time, yeah. Real Estate Council Fight Night last night. MC'd that thing. It was like my 15th year to do that. And it was good, man. It's always a lot of fun.
You know, when you rent a tux like that, are you spending all day just hoping not to spill anything on you?
No. What do I care?
Well, do they not charge you more if you mess it up?
Not that I'm aware of. And I brought back some that they could have done that, I'm sure. But, you know, I used to have a tux, and when I lost all my weight, it didn't fit anymore, and I got rid of it. And I just figured, well, you know, if you wear a tux 3 or 4 times a year, I think it's worth buying it. But, you know, once or twice,
How many times a year do you wear a tux?
Well, once, as I always do this event. You know, sometimes you just feel like dressing up.
You just put on a tux?
Yeah, why not? You know, go out to dinner. No, I don't. Once a year as of now. So it was a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
Had a good time. Yeah, I did. I look good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow, man. It was incredible.
I mean, it's amazing how well somebody can clean up.
It is, right?
I mean, you put on a tux. I can't remember the last time I wore a tux.
Yeah, probably never.
Wedding? Graduation photos?
Why
was that just a regular
time?
Was
that for your wedding?
Well, yeah.
Or were you in one?
No, I don't. You know, it's weird. I don't like going to weddings or funerals. You know?
Well, who does?
Well, I mean, a lot of people like going to weddings.
I don't like going to weddings.
I don't like going to weddings. I mean,
I will. I'm not saying, you know, anybody listening, it's like, yeah, you know, I mean, your wedding was great, though. I mean, I'm talking about anybody listening that I went to their wedding.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, actually, I go kicking and screaming if I go, but you always have a good time, especially if they have open bar.
Well,
right?
Sure. And that's the problem with weddings.
That's not a problem.
It's for everybody else. Except the bride and groom.
See, here's a man speaking that has 5 daughters.
It's for everybody else. You're throwing a party for all your friends, basically.
Yep.
So
that's it.
That's all you're doing.
That's it. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. But just putting your maps when you're heading this way, Texas Cheer number 3, it's going to pop right up and get you right over here and hang out for on this Friday afternoon. Get yourself set for the weekend. You know, there's so much. The NBA season is over for the San Antonio Spurs, thankfully.
Yes.
And yet it feels like the wound, every time it kind of scabs over, somebody named Joe Reinagel is going to pick that scab right off. And at some point, and I get Mark Cuban getting fined today. It is very hypocritical of the NBA. But they were fined for one reason over. Should the Spurs be fined? Absolutely. I think they all should for this. But the system is designed for what we went through in San Antonio. To try to get the number 1 pick, you've got to have the best lottery odds. They got to change the system. Finding Mark Cuban is purely because of the one. But you keep bringing up this guy, that guy, that guy. And at some point, when do you move on, guy? That's what the Spurs have done, and this is a part of their plan. You look at Adam tweets in at Joe Reinagle 210 at Jason Minix. Look how Murray talked about the Spurs. He wasn't staying after this contract was over. We don't really know that, but possibly. Jakob was actually offered more money to stay and declined. So they traded him. They
don't want to be a part of a rebuild.
Well, but again, though, I mean, you talk about they got rid of this guy, they got rid of that guy. They wanted to keep Jakob. He didn't want to stay. So they traded him to get something in return. Otherwise, he walks at the end of the year as a free.
Do you honestly believe that Kyrie Irving is going to stay in Dallas? He has no intention of staying in Dallas, none whatsoever.
No.
So if you're going to use that example, well, that guys didn't want to stay anyway. Okay, well, so let's use that for every NBA team.
Kyrie was,
that was the dumbest business decision, the dumbest move that Mark Cuban has ever made, bringing that cancer into that locker room.
Yeah, but at the same time, he went all in. And he tried. And when it didn't work and he knew it wasn't going to work, now the reports are they want to keep him.
They want to keep him. He doesn't want to stay.
Well, but he's going to end up re-signing with them.
No, he's not.
He will re-sign with them in a sign-and-trade deal because if he re-signs with Dallas, he'll get the most money. So when you hear that he is re-signed with Dallas, that doesn't mean he's staying in Dallas. But
he wants to go play with his buddy LeBron.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what he wants to do. He wants to go play with wherever LeBron's going to be. And that's been his motive the whole time. This was just an opportunity for him to, blow up another locker room. Successful, Kyrie. You did it. Now he'll move on to another one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, eventually he's going to run out of wall space framing up all the jerseys that he's for the teams that he's played for.
Dude,
it's insane.
The whole NBA thing right now. I mean, the NBA needs an overhaul in so many different ways. It really does, because what is happening, and us just talking about this and arguing about it back and forth is just, it's ludicrous. I mean, it really is. It is a ludicrous league, and we're getting ready for the playoffs. Some of the series look to be pretty good. Some, who knows? What kind of playoff run it will be, I don't know. Look, I don't know. It just frustrates. When I saw this news today, I'm like, I just don't know how that's possible. And I would love to have the opportunity to talk to Mark Cuban right now.
And ask him what?
I would ask him, he's got to be he's either laughing hysterically or he's really pissed off.
And maybe both. Maybe both. But, go Shark Tank on this. He knew that he would likely get fined, partly because it's Mark Cuban. Partly because it's the Mavericks and the NBA, they like fining him and he likes getting fined. He likes pushing those boundaries. It was in your face with the comments that Jason Kidd made, and that's why the NBA investigated. But Shark Tank on this, you're telling me I can keep a top 10 pick that could potentially be the number one pick. I could get Wemby and pay a $750,000 fine. He's going all in on that. I promise you, if the rules were, if we fine you for tanking, we're going to take away the draft pick that you were trying to tank, Mark Cuban wouldn't have sat those players.
Well, look, I mean, that's a whole nother, can of worms. You don't know what that is in the CBA, if that's even allowed. I mean, you don't know that that's allowed. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But it seems extremely hypocritical to me to fine one team and not fine everybody else. You can't. And I love Spurs fans for taking up for their team. They get it, and that's what everybody that's tweeting at me saying I'm crazy is doing. But tanking is tanking. Yep. It doesn't matter what the reason is. You tank. You lose on purpose to get better odds, to get a better player. It's tanking, pure and simple, and it doesn't make any difference who's going to stay, who's not going to stay. What difference does that make? It makes no difference. It's tanking. That's it. It's all the same. Doesn't matter what the consequences are.
Let's talk about the games that are happening tonight, the final play-in games and the playoff series that are already set for the weekend as we continue it. Here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Gold and other precious metals stand the test of time. It can help you diversify your portfolio. Let me tell you about Noble Gold Investments and the website noblegoldinvestments.com. Gold is the most stable asset outside of any government control. physical assets like gold and silver have weathered countless financial storms throughout history. At Noble Gold Investments, they'll help protect your financial future by offering a secure and convenient way to invest in physical precious metals, rare coins, or a gold and silver IRA. Gold, silver, and other precious metals always protect against market fluctuations. At noblegoldinvestments.com, you can learn how investing in precious metals help guard against inflation, hedge against the dollar, and so much more. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Use promo code STAR. Bounce America the Beautiful coin with each gold or silver IRA if you qualify. noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
It is the big news of the day. The NBA has announced that the Dallas Mavericks have been fined $750,000 for what the NBA says is conduct detrimental to the league in an elimination game against the Chicago Bulls on April 7th. Well, they are going to play NBA basketball tonight. It is a play-in tournament. It continues. The Bulls take on the Heat in Miami. OKC travels to Minnesota. Rory McIlroy, the world's number 3 PGA player, well, the PGA Tour is docking him $3 million for not playing this week in the RBC Heritage. The Blitz continues right after this.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
I am James, Senior Apparel Designer, and this is Behind the Design with Hawks. Hawks is your classic workwear brand. It's designed for those guys that are on the job site. Just driven performance, just rugged and comfortable. Thinking of durability, everything is either double, triple stitched, bar tacked. It's build durable. It's going to perform. It's going to move with you. It's going to have everything that you need in a product. Hawks, only at Boot Barn.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-280-2288. That's 800-280-2288. 800-280-2288.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street, reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss, are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute, are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LANE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LANE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LANE.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you grilled or smoked, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
So good and tasty?
Grilling with the Blitz. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We are live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery. Silver Star Vodka is out here with all kinds of sample with their vodka and their whiskey. Come check them out. Also, some of Texas Cheer private barrels. There's samples of everything. And Rudy J is showing up.
Dude, this has got to be a record.
Well, I mean,
coming out this early.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of see him over my shoulder. Rudy J looking a little bit more like a dental hygienist right now.
They kind of are, dude.
They're not scrubs, but and I will credit grumpy ass Greg Shelton, who said Rudy looking like scrubs, but actually, yeah, he looks a little bit more like a dental hygienist.
Yeah, something like that. That's for sure. I guess Rudy just couldn't sleep today.
Oh, man, I saw Rudy was already working out, like lifting like real weight.
Dude, I saw that too.
And I couldn't believe what I was seeing from Rudy J, because this guy was lifting weights, picking stuff up.
Yeah, but dude, I'm wondering how heavy really was that, Rudy? It wasn't heavy, was it?
Well,
was it about 10 pounds?
I mean, dude.
He made it look good, though. It's like,
in your mirror, it says objects may appear closer than they appear.
Yeah, exactly.
At his gym, it says weights may appear heavier than they are. But it works. I mean,
I'm proud of him, man. In the gym.
Look, I'd go, a little encouragement from Rudy J. Started my walking. He goes from a weight vest, which I haven't done. Then I saw him on his story the other day. He's got like toe chains around him.
Wow.
And that's a little much. Little much.
Hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger over there, right? That's what he's going for. The Rock.
I'm not sure if we're close to that yet.
We're not, but it's all right.
We're definitely not close.
Everybody's
to
got to have a goal.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It's good to have a laugh after that first segment.
You need to calm down a little bit.
No, I
mean,
really
people
don't.
all over the text, and you can text us or call us on the Kia Bosses Smoke Meats phone lines, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. 75.99. Mike, he says, give Joe a shot.
I need one. I'm telling you.
I mean, just there's just all kinds of.
Look, I'm okay. I'm not.
Are you sure?
I'm just when I'm passionate about something, I got to say it, and I love Spurs fans' passion. All right, I do. Take up for your team, but wrong is wrong. I don't care who it happens to.
Yeah,
it just is.
Well,
so that's all I'm going to say about it.
So we do got
until the next time we talk about it.
Yeah. 4:15.
Yeah.
I look at the the play-in tournament continues tonight. You got Chicago against Miami, and then Oklahoma City against Minnesota. The big news of the day, and what everybody really wants to know, is DeMar DeRozan is no longer in the running for Father of the Year. That dude is making his kid go to school today in Los Angeles instead of going to Miami. And she's got a game tonight. But Miami fans rejoice DeMar's daughter will not be at the game tonight.
You know, props to DeMar because his daughter has a commitment. She's supposed to play ball tonight.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to, have her do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she can't just sit out because she just doesn't feel like herself today.
Well, I mean, if you can in the NBA, why can't you in whatever grade she's in?
Well, because she obviously has some character.
No, the truth is, Dad said, we're in Miami. Regardless, I mean, our season could be over or not, but I don't want to post game. I don't want my kid around.
I got you.
That's what really happened.
All right.
You can come to Toronto.
I can see that.
Come to Toronto, but Miami after the game, we're going to Fontainebleau. I can't take my kid there. I kid. I don't know. I do appreciate though. I mean, he's got a game tonight. He said no end up there. I would have lost the beer bet if you and I would have wagered on whether she win or not, because you had United saying we'll pay for the flight. Not that he can't afford it. They get seats, or he could get her a seat.
Absolutely.
She was the secret weapon.
Yeah.
I part of it. Yeah, you got school, but I got a Friday night in Miami. I don't want to babysit after the game.
Well, the problem is, though, they're probably not sticking around. If Chicago wins, now if they lose, they can.
Yeah.
They got nowhere to go. But if they win, I think they open up the playoffs on Sunday.
Yeah, against Milwaukee.
Yeah, so they don't have a lot of time. They'll have to fly straight from Miami to Milwaukee. Maybe there's another reason, too. They're hoping they win. Although, I have no read. And so when we do our beer bet later, I'm going to give you your choice of conferences. You pick, and then I can pick the other one.
All right.
So that way neither one of us has an advantage. You get who you want in one conference. I'll get who I want in the other.
All right. Well, fair. And what I find interesting when you look at the playoff matchups, now obviously the 8 seeds will be determined tonight to get fed to the Wolves, either the Bucks or Denver. Boy, you draw a blank when you think of Denver being the one seed,
isn't that the truth?
But when you look at the other series, and it's interesting at ESPN.com where they have all their quote-unquote experts pick, Boston and Atlanta, everybody at ESPN is picking Boston. I wouldn't disagree with that. Brooklyn, Philly, everybody is picking Philadelphia. Not one of the ESPN experts picked the Nets to win that series. Knicks, Cavs 13-4 of the experts picking the Cavs over the Knicks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Golden State, Sacramento. Remember, Sacramento's the higher seed. 15 of the 17 experts are picking Golden State.
You mean there's 2 that's actually picking Sacramento?
That's what that means.
Oh, wow.
Math is hard.
I'm surprised.
Clippers, Suns, 16-0 for the Suns. Somebody didn't even bother to vote. What I find interesting, though, Lakers, Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, an entertaining, young, fun team to watch. 9 experts, 9 picked the Lakers. Only 6 picked the Grizzlies to win that 7-game series.
That's evenly matched. Look, most of those experts are halfway up LeBron's behind anyway, right? So are they going to go against LeBron? No, they're not because, for obvious reasons, it's a great player. But still, everybody's, puckering up and kissing him right on the behind.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't surprise you, does it?
Look, I'm on record as saying that if healthy, the Lakers team from the play-in have the ability to make a run. But I don't know that I can pick them to beat the Grizzlies the Grizzlies in this series.
I just am a big Grizzly fan for this first round. Big Grizzly fan. Because I'd like the Lakers to get beat. And I am a huge Suns fan because I want the Clippers gone. So after that, I'll readjust. But for the first round, those are my teams.
Well, look, Phoenix, for me, is my adopted team for the West for this playoff run. I'll go, and I want to go Grizzlies is because, although the way Anthony Davis is playing, take my hatred for the Lakers out. Anthony Davis has been playing good basketball. The question is, can that guy stay healthy for a month? But once you get into the postseason and you get rest between games, that is going to be so beneficial to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, especially in the first round, because typically you're going to get 2 or 3 days off in between games because they stretch this thing out. Look, Anthony Davis has been hurt a lot, but I'll give him credit. He's never missed a game because of a paper cut that I know of.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, we got to apologize to Zach Collins. That paper cut required surgery and an overnight hospital stay for a paper cut. That may or may not have actually been a paper cut. Might have been a fingernail cut.
You think that hospital gave out Marriott points?
You would hope.
I would hope so. My goodness.
You would hope.
Oh, man.
It's just kind of bizarre when you think about it that way.
It is. I want to show you this because they're just on Bleacher Report's Twitter page. The Miami Heat were prepared for DeMar DeRozan's daughter. They have taped off 2 of those, and there's a sign that says no screaming. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
So they were prepared.
They had some courtside seats, of them ready to go.
Uh-huh.
Put crime scene tape over the chairs. No screaming. I don't know. I imagine somewhere in Chicago, some radio station worth its salt did a screamer contest and awarded fans a trip to Miami for this game.
Well, I hope so. And I hope that maybe, DeMar, he's dad, and I know all of that. Maybe somebody will kind of sneak her in there. Come on.
You think
Mom could do that? Maybe, an uncle, somebody.
I remember a story that Avery Johnson once told that Greg Popovich was going to chew his ass out like nobody's business.
Yeah.
On a road trip in Los Angeles. And Greg Popovich knew that Avery probably wasn't going to take the conversation well. So Pop arranged to fly Avery's wife to L.A. to be in the hotel so when he got back, she could help calm him down.
Nice.
Right? And that's what one of the things Avery was talking about, like Pop knew, how to prepare for everything and how everybody was going to react. And, that's part of his leadership.
Yeah.
So, maybe somebody within the Bulls organization, despite what Dad is saying, will surprise DeMar with his daughter down there.
I think
DeMar said
should.
this morning at shoot around, no, she's not here. No, she's not coming. No, she can't miss another day of school, and she's got a game tonight.
Look, I mean, the way the Miami Heat are even playing this thing up, they would probably give her. See, I just think it's a great story. It's a lot of fun. She's adorable.
Yes.
Right? And, I mean, the fact that she's become an instant star, I love it. And I hope, beyond hope, that somebody gets her there and they get her a seat and she surprises Dad.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Even if she surprises Dad tonight and all of us with her screaming at the game, he's still not Dad of the Year because he told her no.
Yeah, I agree.
He told her.
I think he's Dad of the Year because he's forcing her to live up to her commitment of playing on her basketball team. So I think for me that trumps everything.
It's the commitment for school.
No, but she's got a game tonight.
Yeah. You never let your kids miss a game?
Dude, I bet my kids were never the stars of the team. I mean,
you
they
don't
probably
know that she's a star.
Well, I bet she is.
Oh, but
she's
you
DeMar
don't know.
DeRozan's daughter.
You don't know that.
Well, I don't know that,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
look, I just appreciate DeMar saying, "Hey, you got a game. You made a commitment.
Yeah,
fulfill it."
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
it's exactly what it is. You know who has turned into a star?
Who's that?
That Yankees bat boy that has long hair and facial hair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He's blowing up now. Even though he's breaking all the Yankees rules. We'll explain as we continue here on the Blitz. Live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery.
Let me tell you who else is a star. The folks at Stevens Roofing, all of them. And I tell you what, they're doing a lot of business right now because it's spring, and, boy, that's when it happens, right? You get those hailstorms, the wind, the rain, all of that kind of stuff. And when you do, you know it. You've seen them in your neighborhood. Those trucks that come by, they knock on your door, they promise you the moon, and then all of a sudden do the work, and they're gone. You can't find them anymore, right? Look, if you've got a problem with your roof, it's just too important not to deal with someone local, someone with years of experience. You got to work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather that we do, and that is Stevens Roofing. You know, they've got a great saying at Stevens Roofing. It's buy local, stay stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. And Stevens Roofing is going to repair and install all kinds of roofs. They do metal roofs, obviously composition roofs. They even do commercial projects. And the best of all, they'll work with your insurance company. It takes it right off of your plate. If you've got a claim, let Stevens Roofing handle that for you. Give them a call at 210-785-0994. They'll come out, check for any damage. They'll give you an honest assessment. From simple leaks to roof replacement, Stevens Roofing is your local roofer. They're here for you, rain or shine, for years to come. You can get them online at stevensroofing.net. And remember that saying, buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing. That phone number again, 210-785-0994.
If you missed Jimenez and Spence, then you missed this.
This is what the Cowboys have done. This is how you know that they're going to have a good team this year. May not win 12 games, but they're going to have a good team. They're a better team, tougher schedule this year.
Blogger, get in your head, dude.
First of all, I have opinions of my own, Spence.
Sometimes I wonder, that was the centerpiece of your position, the fact that they won't win 10 games because of the strength of schedule.
Don't make me throw this tape dispenser at you, man, because I can come up with my own takes, dude. I am an award-winning sports talk show host.
It's Jimenez and Spence, noon to 3 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's been a long time coming, but the new XFL has arrived, and it is here to stay. We're pushing the action, the boundaries, and the limits of what's possible. We're making dreams come true, both on and off the field. This is for every player, every fan, every city, and it's a chance for everyone to be part of something bigger. The wait is over. Come experience the XFL. Your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Orlando Guardians at the Alamo Dome, Saturday, April 15th at 6 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets. That's xfl.com/tickets. Come out and cheer on your Brahmas. Come experience the XFL.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BLING to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BLING for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BLING for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Garage clutter got you down? Garageization will help improve that mood. Cabinets, shelving, workbenches, overhead racks, slat wall. They even do floors. Oh my! GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com for more info. GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
It's patio season, so get over to the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road to enjoy the great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks, happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6, and the kitchen is open late until 2 a.m. every day. Add the Roo Pub into your lunch rotation. With those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around, you know there is no better place to watch a game, and they always have all the fights. The Roo Pub, next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Get Macy's lowest prices of the season on everything you need for spring, like 50 to 60% off suits, blazers, and pants from his favorite designers. Buy more, save more during the great shoe sale. Get 40% off 2 or more pairs, 30% off 1 pair. And get 30 to 70% off fine jewelry during our diamond sale. Plus, download the free Macy's app today for even more lowest prices of the season. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
When you hear it's Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot and Ryobi 40-volt expanded cordless string trimmers are just $179, what are you driven to do? Clear out winter's overgrowth? Clean up the driveway lines? Or take a lighter touch around the flower beds? Hurry into the Home Depot during Spring Black Friday to get more done with the extended runtime and precision control of the Ryobi 40-volt expanded cordless string trimmer. Now just $179. Shop Spring Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Are you ready to party with a purpose? Taste of the Northside is Tuesday, April 25th from the Security Service Event Center. It's the most exclusive Fiesta event hosted by Brighton Center and presented by HEB. It's a Fiesta event for foodies that includes on-site covered parking, entertainment, and unlimited tastings from over 25 premier restaurants. Get your tickets at tasteofthenorthside.org. Proceeds benefit Brighton Center, the largest nonprofit in San Antonio, serving children with disabilities through pediatric therapy and education initiatives.
I was in a terrible car accident. I suffered a traumatic brain injury and also in my spine. My daughter-in-law, after expenses and attorney fees, I received $86,559. I want everyone in San Antonio to know Jeff was here for me.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you were injured by a car or large truck, call me at my San Antonio office at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
This is Tim Spence, and you're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sign says long-haired pretty people need not fly. So I took my hair.
You know that Yankees bat boy with the long hair?
Yeah.
That guy is blowing up now. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. The other day, the Yankees bat boy, Michael Kay, the Yankees broadcaster, started blowing him up because he's got long hair and he's got facial hair, and that's against the Yankee rules. Their neatness counts rules that went into effect in 1976. Yankee players can't have long hair and they can't have facial hair, yet this bat boy was, he's got long hair and he's got facial hair, and Michael Kay just blew him up, goes all over social media. Turns out this dude is a drummer in a band called The Open Doors. His name is Nate Rosenhaus, and his band is now blowing up.
How in the world does a dude that's a drummer of a band, and I believe he's from Ohio,
Cleveland,
become the bat boy for the New York Yankees?
That's the question you have, huh?
Yeah,
I don't know, and it doesn't say, but you got players like Anthony Rizzo wearing band shirts now to press conferences, and when you see him, not in the Yankees bat boy uniform, but looking more like a rock star.
Yeah.
But, I don't know why he's a bat boy, but I know his band, the streaming for that band is just going nuts. And, in fact, Pledge has pulled some music from The Open Doors. I've not heard this.
I haven't heard it either. Let's hear it.
It's a little bit slower than I thought I was going to hear from a Cleveland rock band.
I'm on the outside.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's awful.
I probably won't be streaming that.
I won't be streaming that either. Are you kidding me?
Is this the best song you could find, James?
Maybe it is. Dude, that was awful. That was really bad.
That wasn't what I was expecting to hear.
Yeah, that
from The Open Doors. I mean, their number one song is on Spotify. It's called Life Gets in the Way. Is this The Open Doors? All right, this sounds a little bit better
so far.
And he's the drummer, so I can hear some of that. See, it's interesting because I don't know when I'm going to start streaming them. Metallica's new record, 72 Seasons, dropped last night.
Dude, you're not going to be streaming these guys.
Oh, I'll check them out, dude. I like checking out live music and new bands. And if they're good, they're
good. These guys, they're horrible.
I mean, I got to listen to them in the right frame of mind. But
stoned?
Drunk? I mean, maybe not in the middle of the show with you going, well, this sucks.
Well, dude, did you think that was good?
The first song, no. The second song had a little bit more to it.
Oh, my gosh.
But I like drums and screaming guitars.
Well, I don't mind that either. I kind of like drums and guitar, but that was not stream. Whoever that singer is needs to be fired.
Yeah, but the drummer is the one that's making them famous.
Well, not for long. They're going to get their 15 minutes, and then people are going to listen to their music, and it's going to go, this sucks.
They might get half a cent a stream, so, they might be able to pay rent next month.
Maybe. Well, that good for them.
Yeah.
But it's going to be short-lived.
Come see us out here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery. Mark Cuban find. We'll dive into that coming up right after Sports Center.
From the George Salinas Personal Injury Attorney Studios, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mark Cuban was
TTFM,
fined, huh?
Floresville,
Well, the
TTFM,
Dallas Mavericks certainly were. That is for sure. The NBA fined him $750,000 for what they say is conduct detrimental to the league in an elimination game. All happened on April 7th against the Chicago Bulls. NBA play-in tournament continues tonight. Those Bulls take on the Heat in Miami. OKC travels to Minnesota to battle the T-Wolves. Texas running back Bijan to be at the draft in person in Kansas City. Got to mean he's going first round, right?
Oh.
The Blitz continues from Texas Cheer Liquor number 3 right now.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. We are live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, which is Highway 90 on Montgomery, the best place to come at. Get your Friday started because we've got lots of samples out here, especially our friends from Silver Star Vodka. They've got their samples with vodka and their whiskey. Of course, a lot of the private barrel selections from Texas Cheer you could sample as well and get free mini tacos from the great place next door.
And that is the great place next door. But also, I hear a rumor that AD is going to raffle off some bottles later today for $1.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good, though. I mean, but you got to buy a raffle ticket, right?
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. And knowing AD being around, it's going to be something good.
Well, absolutely.
It's not going to be anything that you wouldn't want to have.
Well, and also, the Silver Star, $5 off, so $14.99 for a half gallon.
Really? For a handle of vodka?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
How
That's
much?
why Rudy J is here.
$14.99?
I'm here to see y'all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm here to see y'all.
Us, tacos.
I'm probably going to be
samples
with a handle of that vodka.
Rudy J from R&R in the morning, dressed like a dental assistant.
See what I'm saying? This is what I got to deal with.
Well, I mean, honestly.
That's what I got to do.
I mean, maroon pants and a maroon shirt. I mean, it almost looks like scrubs.
I'm drippy.
I don't know what that
I'm
means.
drippy.
What does that mean?
I'm drippy.
I don't
What
know
does it
that
mean?
means.
I'm drippy.
I don't know what that means.
So, dude, I just want to know, when you looked in the closet a few minutes ago and you said, I think purple is what I'm doing today. Well, I mean, what went through your mind?
Is that purple or maroon?
It's Sports Star Red.
It's not Sports Star Red.
No, it's maroon.
It's maroon.
Maroon, dog.
I mean, Rob was off today in Aggie Land, so you had to wear pants and a shirt for his Agginess.
You know I denounced the Longhorns a long time ago. I'm an Aggie now.
I did not know
is that right?
Yeah, like 3 years ago.
Oh, well, yeah, but we got Arch Manning, so you'll be back.
No,
I know you didn't get rid of your burnt orange.
Arch Manning's going to be a bust.
How many samples have you had, man?
I've been listening to Jimenez.
Oh,
Hey,
that sounded like something Mike would say.
I have a CI. I have a confidential informant
CI.
that lives on my street. And he texts me, or he'll come outside and he'll be like, Rudy, the afternoon show was blowing you up today.
Well, good.
He's right here. So
is that
anytime you guys start talking crazy, he lets me know. But he's dying laughing.
But
I don't know if he's like being nice or he's laughing at me.
Well, because he knows we speak nothing but the truth.
and I want to know, and it's sincerely, because I might be interested. Understand that you're the president of the.
Hell no, I'm not. Of the HOA?
No.
Oh, I hate them people.
We all do.
They're like, your fence sucks. I know it does.
Well, fix your fence.
I will. When they find me, when they send me the $25 bill, I'll fix it.
Is that what it cost?
No, you get little fines here and there.
$25
sometimes.
Dude, I don't know. Is anybody in HOA here?
We're all in an HOA.
Oh,
but no, anybody the head of an HOA.
Anybody runs that? Because
those people don't admit who they are. Right?
I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
me either.
Does anybody like their HOA types? Now, I've got one guy that I know that ran for his HOA just to stop the crap that was going on, and then he realized this was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
Because then he quickly turned into one of them people.
No, what I was going to say,
walk around and say,
I hear the president of the Lamar Jackson fan club here in San Antonio.
Is that what you think?
That's what I think. Yeah,
the San Antonio chapter.
The San Antonio chapter. That's what we were talking about that yesterday.
Okay, well, so this is the thing. I wouldn't pay him what Deshaun Watson getting paid either. I'm not paying for Cleveland's mistake.
Right.
But I do feel as an MVP and you being younger than Joe Burrow and you leading a team to the playoffs consecutive years with no receivers deserves a little bit more respect than the man is getting.
We blew up Ben Roethlisberger for his stupid take yesterday.
You know what? I thought Ben's take was fair. I think
fair.
I think every defensive coordinator game plans against Lamar like that, not because they don't think he can throw. It's just the lesser of the two things that can kill you.
Yeah.
Like I'd much rather him have 300 yards passing and 50 yards rushing.
Dude, the guy's got nobody to throw to. That's the problem. I mean, that's if you want to blame Baltimore for anything, is for not giving him some weapons to throw. The man has no other choice but to run. I mean, he really does.
That's true. That part is true.
I'm not a big fan of these guaranteed contracts, and Cleveland screwed that up, and then Arizona's even worse than that. Kyler Murray,
awful.
It's terrible. So I'm not a fan of the guaranteed contracts, but. Man, I mean, it's got to stop somewhere. Not that it has to stop with Lamar Jackson, but it's got to stop somewhere.
Right.
I mean, where do we go? Because you're right about Joe Burrow and the kid from the Chargers, and
they're all waiting.
They're all waiting.
They're all waiting to see, like, hey, if they're gonna give Lamar 200, then I want 200.
That's
15.
I want. Everybody wants to be the next guy,
and that's the way the system is set. When you don't have to be the best. You have to be next, and you're going to get the biggest. And you might be the highest paid for 15 minutes, but you're going to have those 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
You look at Lamar, and I can't believe, unless there is collusion, and I know that's a strong word, but it is what it is. All these quarterback-needy teams, nobody's interested. Nobody's even willing to negotiate, but I do think part of that is because he doesn't have an agent, which is where Rudy J steps in. Dude, seriously.
Do you really need an agent?
Yes.
Look at what Odell Beckham Jr.'s agent got him.
He just completely put a blindfold on and robbed the Baltimore Ravens.
Well, there was no blindfold involved.
Wait,
but walked in with
Laramie,
no mask
Laramie Tunsil has no agent, and he's the highest paid left tackle.
That's a different beast, though.
Why is it a different
Because
beast?
that's easier than a quarterback. Quarterback demands so much money, and look at all the incentives that OBJ got. And you know his agent's
it can go up to 18, right?
Go up to 18,
right.
But did you see the breakdown of?
It's pretty easy.
They're all attainable because there's an or.
Is it attainable with Huntley as his quarterback?
well, yes,
maybe
because
not.
There is an or lead the team in receiving, or lead the team in touchdown, or lead the team in yards. So all those benchmarks or that or is worth $1 million. So if he is that guy, they are attainable regardless of who the quarterback is.
The thing I keep reminding Rob of,
which is why you need an agent.
The thing I keep reminding Rob of is he took that money because he lost all his money in the Bitcoin deal. So even though I'm sure he still got money, but rich people don't like losing money. And when he signed with the Rams, he took his contract in Bitcoin, and we all know what happened to Bitcoin.
Right.
So he's trying to make that back up. That's why he's like, I didn't get no guarantee from Lamar. I just took the $15 million. He's trying to make that back what he lost.
Yeah, but was that his choice to do that? He took a gamble and he lost.
It was his choice.
Yeah.
No, it was his choice.
And you also look at, he tweeted out, I never said I wanted 20, but 3 ain't enough, which makes me think the Cowboys offered him 3.
I think the Cowboys offered 4.
But it would surprise me if Terry went 3.
Tell me this: why would you offer him 3, but then you would pay Brandon Cooks 12? Who's better?
Well, Cooks already had a contract, right?
That's what I'm saying. But you agreed to he was like making 18, but the Texans are taking on 6.
Yeah. Well,
why would you pay him 12 and not Odell?
Because Odell's coming off of 2 surgeries.
And Brandon Cooks.
It's 2023. Those surgeries don't matter.
Dude.
I mean,
he played with the Rams, I hear today, with no ACL.
Which
right?
Yeah.
He didn't even have one.
He didn't have one.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not good.
Well, and again, you look at all this big money. I mean, Brandon Cooks versus an Odell. What are you willing to do? I mean, the biggest difference, though, with Odell in Baltimore, and again, he took that money. I mean, I know what he said in the press conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they showed me enough love. Well, it's because they offered you the most money.
Well, nobody else offered him anything.
Yeah, the Jets, hey, you got a chance to match. They what? Enjoy Baltimore, right? I mean, nobody was even close to that.
Right.
The beauty of an agent. I want to shift gears, though, because I want Rudy J's opinion on the Mavericks getting fined today, $750,000 for tanking.
This is what happens when you have diarrhea of the mouth for over a decade. They make an example of you. For 10, 15 years, Mark Cuban has destroyed the NBA every chance he gets. 2006, he said they cheated for the Heat to win. He's always destroyed the NBA as far as the commissioner, the league as a whole. So they made an example of him. Now, this is what I'll say. I heard you guys on the way in, as far as I heard you, Joe, saying the NBA needs an overhaul. You know what I realized? I think it probably maybe 4 or 5 years ago, the NBA has said, screw you to anybody over 35. And their market is NBA 2K kid, Steph Curry kids, LeBron kids. Like, they don't care. And it's messed up because we're the ones that with the money. Like,
Yep,
we're
right.
we're the ones,
Right.
like, if you want to take your daughters, or Jason wants to take his daughter, I want to take my daughters to the game, like, I have to pay. So the fact that you've said screw me, I see where you're coming from, but the NBA is targeted toward 18 to 25. No, excuse me, 8 years old to 25 years old. That's their market. And
that's a fair point.
You know what I mean? And that's why some of the things we see and we don't agree with, we're like, wait a minute, that's not my NBA. And now they're like, yeah, we know it's not. They don't care about that. They care about the shoes. That's why they let them wear any color they want. They care about jerseys and their favorite player. And they only watch it 2 minutes at a time on YouTube. Whereas you, I, and Jason, we're like, we want to sit down. We want to watch a good game. We want to see the stars. Kids don't care about that. And that's all the NBA cares about, that the kids don't care. That's why you had a record-breaking attendance here, because these little kids want to go see Steph Curry. They want to go see LeBron James. They want to go see Giannis, Joker, etc. So they've said, screw us, old folks. And I think that's why we feel like, yo, it does need somewhat of an overhaul. I agree with you. But, you know, when they come to an agreement on the labor deal in the middle of the night with no pushback, and then they're still turning money over at the turnstile, I'm like, wait a minute. It's not even that good of a product. How are they doing that?
They claim they're in financial trouble. Did you see that the other day? So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They claim that. My problem, Rudy, and if you heard this, and I'm going to say it again.
No, go ahead.
Look, everybody was openly tanking, right? It was a whole joke around here for all season, right? We're on Team Tank, and this is the assignment, and blah, 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 right? So the Mavericks do it for the final game of the year, and they get fined. I understand there was a draft pick involved.
Right.
But the consequence, you're still tanking for a better circumstance.
For sure.
So why are the Spurs not being fined?
I agree. You know,
why are the Houston Rockets not being fined?
I can't take credit for this analogy. I heard this analogy on one of the national shows on 94.1 FM. He what he said was, every now and then, you know, there's a cop on the highway, right? And you're like, you know what? I'm only going 65. I pass him, it's no problem, right? But what the Mavericks did was passed him and flipped him the bird. You know what I mean? The Spurs, the Orlando,
that sounds like something Freddie Coleman.
You know, the Heat, the Rockets, the Detroit Pistons. We passed the cop 10-2, head straight, respectfully. The Mavs blew by the cop and flipped the double bird at him.
Well,
you know? And then Jason Kidd threw Cuban under the bus and said, hey, I was here fighting for our lives, and Mark Cuban told me to sit my stars.
Yeah.
And again, though.
So that's why, I mean, first of all, everybody should have been fined. I agree with you. But that's, if I'm trying to figure it out why,
but
that seems like why.
Such BS.
It is.
But, well, the whole idea, we're going to investigate the Mavs. All right, we'll open an investigation.
750 that's too much.
Well, why? It's not enough to me. It's not enough.
Well, it's too much because no one else got $1.
Well, but for the Mavericks, For the Mavericks, $750,000. The last time Cuban got fined was $600,000. So that escalating sale. Your next offense is going to cost you more, right? But there's no teeth to it. It's like the NCAA and all their BS consequences. You want to hurt a team? You want to stop this kind of activity, the tanking?
Yeah.
Take that draft pick away that you tanked to get.
So they didn't take that 10th pick away from him. So then what's $750?
Exactly. For Mark
and
Cuban,
now they're in the lottery. They got a shot at the number one.
That's
pick.
what you should have did.
Well, so
I don't know that they can.
Well, I don't. I mean, I'm sure they can. You want a consequence?
I don't think they can.
You want a consequence? You take that pick away. I mean, and I bet you Mark Cuban would be beside himself. $750 right now, Shark Tank deal, because that's an investment in a top 10 pick.
Look, dude,
that you got to keep. If that pick became 11, 12, 14, it's going to the New York Knicks.
You're missing the whole point.
What's the point?
The whole point is you cannot fine a team for the same offense that everybody else did.
I agree with
and
that.
you're the only one getting
I
fined.
agree with
I don't care if there's draft picks involved. It makes no difference.
I agree.
Tanking is tanking is tanking. And if you're going to fine one team, fine them all.
I think, and
I agree with
I don't disagree with that, but I think from Cuban's standpoint, the Kyrie, it didn't work. They looked like they were doing everything they could to get into the playoffs.
And they had
in
a
fact,
chance at the play-in.
They even protested a game for a call that happened in the third quarter that had anything to, and they were denied that protest. So they were they did everything this year that showed they were winning until they made the business decision. The fine, the investigation is all because of what Jason Kidd said on that podium.
Well,
he shouldn't have done that.
And again, Greg Popovich said as much in training camp.
Hell, Houston Rockets owner said we're lighting candles and praying for Wemby.
Yeah.
So what's
Like,
the
what?
difference?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so what's the difference?
Surface
You're
level,
right,
there
Joe.
isn't any.
There is.
But
they drove by the cop and flipped the bird.
That's great.
Apparently, that's a great analogy. I just tell you, and that just here the hypocritical nature of the NBA and coming out with a statement, like we're the big bad NBA. We're going to teach those Mavericks a lesson.
Yeah,
Well,
that's because Cuban has diarrhea of the mouth
Well,
also.
he does, but you know what? You know what Cuban did when he came into the league? He added some entertainment, some excitement.
For sure.
And look, and he was the bad boy. He was the bad boy owner.
But he was telling the truth a lot.
He was telling the truth, but he was the bad boy owner, and everybody said, "Oh yeah, it's Cuban. I like watching this guy." The Mavericks all of a sudden became a team that people actually paid attention to, and before they didn't. So look, Mark Cuban is Mark Cuban. He's always going to be there. We didn't give a damn how much he's fined. This goes just much deeper than Mark Cuban and somebody running their mouth on a podium. It is just pure hypocritical. Period. Plain and simple.
Well, did you read the statement from the NBA on why the Mavericks were fined? They violated the league's player resting policy and demonstrated through actions and public statements the organization's desire to lose the game in order to improve the chances of keeping its first-round pick. The league did not find the players who participated in the game were not playing to win. Quote, the Mavericks' decision to restrict key players from fully participating in an elimination game last Friday against Chicago undermined the integrity of our sport. The Mavericks' actions failed our fans and our league.
Wow.
So did 6 other teams.
Absolutely.
So rich.
Zach Collins missing a game with a paper cut.
That paper cut needed surgery.
And
an overnight hospital stay.
Hey, you look at half the Spurs injury reports.
It was
rest.
It was always
load
trash.
management. Injury recovery. I mean, it was just BS.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And it's you cannot find one team without taking care of everybody else, and that's what drives me nuts.
I'm all for all non-playoff teams getting fined.
Well, I'm starting to come over to your side.
I felt like that was that article was the first time you've been right all year.
Wow. Did you just call me Mikey Menace?
Boy, it's the first time for everything.
Wow.
And I am actually starting to come over to your side on that thing.
Dude, that was a great article.
Something
I agree
drastic needs to be done.
In the UEFA, when you stink out loud, they kick you out of the league. They kick you out of the league for a year. You got to play your way back in.
Right.
Send them to the G League for tanking.
Something's got to happen.
I just fine them, and don't reward suckage. That's the thing. The NBA rewards suckage. You've got to stop doing that. This makes Joe's head explode. So does talking about the portal. We will do that coming up next here on the Blitz. It's a Friday make Joe's head explode kind of a day here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery. If you're shopping for a new vehicle this weekend, go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Itonado complex. Easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira, because I am a long-time Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And Price made Ancira number 1. Price keeps Ancira number 1. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Itonado complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Gold and other precious metals stand the test of time and can help you diversify your portfolio. Jason Minix here for Noble Gold Investments. Physical assets like gold and silver have weathered countless financial storms. You have seen what has happened to some banks recently. Gold is the most government control. At Noble Gold Investments, they help protect your financial future by offering a secure and convenient way to invest in physical precious metals, rare coins, or a gold and silver IRA. Gold, silver, and other precious metals will always protect against market fluctuations. At NobleGoldInvestments.com, learn how investing in precious metals help guard against inflation, hedge against the dollar, and so much more. Go to NobleGoldInvestments.com. Use promo code STAR to get a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with each gold or silver IRA if you qualify. NobleGoldInvestments.com. That's NobleGoldInvestments.com.
Deep into the Himalayas, where I found the most enlightened person on earth. And I said, "What is the meaning of life?" They said back to me, "Do it at Mother's and save." That's right. You're the most enlightened person on earth when you bring your vehicle to Mother's Window Tint. We have stereos on sale. We have car alarms on sale. We have window tint on sale. Oh, Mother's Window Tint. You can find us in Austin and San Antonio and on the web. Mother's Window Tint since 1984. We make your car go thump, thump, thump. Mother thump. Mother's Window Tint is located with 4 stores in San Antonio. So make sure you get to see us any Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 6. Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
The only gun show left in San Antonio returns to the Shriner Auditorium, 1604 in Blanco. Can't make it this weekend? This Friday, Texas Gun Shows is open 4 to 7 p.m. and 10 to 5 Saturday and 10 to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows, Shiner Auditorium, this Friday through Sunday.
Tonight at Dive Bar, 6422 Babcock. Dive into some live country music with Tones Country. Enjoy $5 Absolute, $5 Rumple, and $5 Crown. And the kitchen is open till 2. Dive Bar, 6422 Babcock, a free rides venue.
Monday on R&R in the morning, the NBA playoffs are underway. We break it all down for you, and all this NFL draft smoke is turning into fires. And break down Rob's weekend to see stat. Now back to the Blitz. Jason, you agree with me. Alex Smith was a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, right?
Oh, shut up, Rudy J. You know, Rudy J is doing that just because he knew he would be here and try to get a little more airtime on the Blitz.
So you don't think Alex Smith was a better quarterback than Dak Prescott?
No.
Really? Why?
No.
Why? I'm just asking the question. You can't just say.
If I were picking the two quarterbacks, I would pick Dak over Alex Smith.
Dude, you would pick Dak over Joe Namath or Tom Brady. Or
That's a blatant lie. A blatant lie.
Dude.
That is a blatant lie. The Dak hate, I find comical. I was just talking to a guy in here who's actually neighbors with Rudy, and we were talking, his kid wants to get into broadcasting. And, it's like the Cowboys. Love them, hate them. They're the topic of conversation. And the people that don't like them tend to talk about them more than the people that do like them. Because they're always looking for the edge because of, the jealousy.
Is that what it is? Jealousy?
Sure. I mean, I would say that, when you compare the leg fractures, Dak has recovered from his far better than Alex has recovered from his.
Oh, really?
Stay classy, Dallas.
That's exactly what it is.
Are you going to compare the two injuries? You can't.
Alex's was far more severe.
Right.
But the recovery, Dak's still playing, and Alex is doing television.
So that makes Dak better.
Well, I mean, Dak can still play. So right now, yeah, I'm taking Dak.
All right. I guess that makes sense to you.
Should make sense to you, too. But then again, very little actually does make sense to you.
That's exactly right.
Yesterday, we had a great conversation with UTSA head coach Jeff Traylor.
We did.
And if you missed it, check the audio vault at ESPNSA.com, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And during the conversation we had yesterday with Jeff Traylor, he said he was dealing with, at the moment we were talking to, a coach that probably from a bigger school that was trying to recruit one of Jeff Traylor's current players.
Yeah.
That the portal opens up tomorrow. And so you're going to see this 15-day window where a lot of guys are going to leave. And now that particular player told his coach that he was getting recruited, and Jeff Traylor said he picked up the phone and called whoever the coach was. He wouldn't tell us who. And, of course, they denied it. But he said, I let them know that I'm fully aware because those are against the rules. The portal, and I'm not a fan of this spring portal. You've gone through spring ball. You realize you're probably not going to play, so you're just going to try to go somewhere else. If we're going to have a portal, I don't mind the one that they have at the end of the season. Although that 45-day window, I think, is far too long of a portal window. But with that, there's a lot of tampering is the rule used now. Dick Vitale went on, in his beautiful backyard in Florida, created a video yesterday just bitching about the portal and what it is doing to the game, especially smaller schools, the mid-majors, if you will.
Hi, everybody. Dick Vitale. Let me share this with you right now. I mean, there's an epidemic going on, and I think the NCAA's got to act and act quickly. It's insanity. It's wacky what's going on. The transfer portal, I keep harping on this because it's absolutely destroying so many teams, especially the mid-majors. The mid-majors, just check where these players, star players. Everything's legal. It's all within the rules, but the bottom line, it's not good for the game. It's creating such instability. It's unbelievable. The 1,100 players are in the portal. Come on, NCAA, don't sleep on the deal. You got to check out what's going on. We got all these mid-major stars. They leave immediately, and I don't blame them. They want to go play for the elite schools, and the elite schools not doing anything illegal. They want them. But the transfer portal has really caused a nightmare. It's an absolute mess, and it's time for the NCAA to act and to do something about it. because it's rooted the stability of the game.
Wow. You know, coming from a guy like Dick Vitale, it kind of has a little more punch. The problem is, and what he's talking about, what Jeff Traylor's talking about, if you recruit a guy and you develop them, and then a bigger school comes in and you know, throws all these incentives in their face and takes them there, that is a problem.
It is.
You did all the work, and now they're going to go be a star somewhere else.
The one part where I'll disagree with Dick Vitale there is he says they're all doing it legally. And we know that's not true, and that's what Jeff Traylor was telling us yesterday when he was on the Blitz. If a player has an opportunity and they're doing it on their own on the up and up, and if you're at UTSA and you get a chance to go to Texas or at Texas A&M, and they weren't recruiting you out of high school and now you want to go and that's your choice, I don't want to hold that against a kid for achieving a dream. But when you've got a kid that's developed and now he's getting recruited illegally and money whipped, and you know, at some point you've got to protect the schools like a UTSA, that they find a player, they recruit them, they develop them, and then when they get to a certain point, now all of a sudden they're going to head somewhere else. That's the part that you've got to get and I'll steal the term that Steve Sarkisian used with us on the Blitz, the guardrails around it. And it does feel like more and more people are talking about it. And for Dick Vitale, for him to go hit record on his in Florida, you figure he's been on the phone with 4, 5, 6, 8 of his coaches' friends that are just dreading this open portal window that's about to come open because they know they're going to lose some star players that they are counting on for next year.
No, you're exactly right. And it's a tough situation for everybody, especially these coaches now that have to recruit year round. There is no time off. They've got to continue to recruit their players, and it's an issue. Guardrails are needed. You're absolutely right.
Come see us out here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. We are here until 6:30. We're out early, Astros and Rangers, but we're going to stick around until 7. Plenty of time for you to get over here and take advantage of some great specials. Our friends from Silver Star Vodka are here with some samples. They've got their vodka. Silver Star's got their whiskey as well. Great product out of Fort Worth. Texas Cheer has their private labels that they're sampling as well. You get some free tacos from the place next door. So come see us here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery. Now, if you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. You need your logo on some nice golf shirts or, maybe a fishing shirt. Sammy will get you taken care of. He has all the big name brands: North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. If you need uniforms done, Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from all kinds of industries. He can do your T-shirts that need screen printed, and if you need caps, man, Sam has over 12,000 caps on display right now in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. He has all the big name brands. No order too big, certainly no order too small. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the NBA pushed back against the Dallas Mavericks, fining that team $750,000. The Mavericks, the NBA says, violated the league's player resting policy and demonstrated through actions and public statements the organization's desire to lose. Well, the Mavericks not the only team to be fined. The PGA Tour has fined the world number 3 golfer Rory McIlroy because he's not playing in the RBC Heritage. That is a new rule. He needs to. The Blitz continues next.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save on the brands you trust. Right now, buy a DeWalt 20-volt Power Stack Max 2-pack battery for $199. Get a select DeWalt Bear tool free with savings starting at $139. Plus, you'll always save big on job lot quantities when buying select building supplies in bulk. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantities. Discount taken at time of purchase. Battery and charger not included with free items. Valid by 3.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with Auto Trader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader.
At Lowe's, we're always bringing pros more ways to save on the brands you trust. Right now, buy a DeWalt 20-volt Power Stack Max 2-pack battery for $199. Get a select DeWalt Bear tool free with savings starting at $139. Plus, you'll always save big on job lot quantities when buying select building supplies in bulk. Because Lowe's knows savings, Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Lowe's reserves the right to limit quantities. Discount taken at time of purchase. Battery and charger not included with free items. Valid 5-3.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, unless you now, the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe me, I've investigated the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest-rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out at Texas Cheer Liquor, number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. Come get your Friday started with us. No better place to be, especially with all the sampling that we have going on.
Man, you got samples, you got tacos, you got all kinds of stuff. Hey, you never know what surprises AD's going to throw out. So come on out here, party with us, get stock up. You know you're going to anyway, so you might as well come out here and get it done.
And Silver Star Vodka is on special, $5 off, so $14.99 for a half gallon. And you get plenty of free samples. Just ask Mike Jimenez. That's why he has stopped by.
Well, of course he did.
Absolutely. And you never know what you're going to get. Now, we hear all the time, and you hear Rudy J say it all the time. At Texas Cheer, they got a bunch of locations now. If you think that you want it, they will get it for you. If you don't see it, they will get it for you. They will find it. Well, we did a video earlier. It's on all the social medias. I get a text from Sam, who works over at Jack FM. He noticed in the background of our video that they have the Happy Dad Death Row Records, Snoop Dogg. And Sam's like, grab that for me. I can't find it anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's a hard seltzer.
It's a hard seltzer.
And it's grape.
It's grape. Now, Rudy was now, this will be right up your alley. 1 gram of sugar, only 100 calories, and it's gluten-free is what it says here on the box.
Okay.
I've never had this. I'm not a fan of hard seltzers, but Rudy was like, do you have that? When I went in the cooler and grabbed it, because Sam was texting me, so let me do it now while I'm thinking about it, because after the show I might forget. Yes.
You didn't bring that Yingling, Flight by Yingling over here, did you?
I did
You won't
not.
forget that?
I might. But
you see how this is?
Sam's going to pay me back.
I'm going to text you here in a minute.
But this is going to be at my house all week, so he might not get all 12 on Monday.
He's got to let you try one.
I would think.
I mean, you got to try one.
I would think.
Although grape, that doesn't exactly scream, hey, I got to try that.
Well, neither does hard seltzer, yet they sell a ton of it.
I agree, and a lot of people like it. And that's probably a great drink, sitting around a pool or
that's it.
Whatever. But
it's like those high noons.
Yeah.
Those are great. And I didn't think I would like those.
And what are those other things that what's the claw? What are those called? The Rudy White Claws.
White Claws.
And that what Rudy and Jimenez drink.
Well, Jimenez does. Yeah, he's a White Claw girl.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The point being is that's pretty cool.
If you want it, Texas Cheer will get it for you.
And
if they don't have it.
Yeah.
And if you walk into this store, I'm not sure what they don't have. And they have so much cool stuff. And you might even forget it. Like this dude's buying his beer right now, paid for it, and then started to walk out without his beer. It was still sitting on the counter. But they made sure, hey, dude, your beer.
Well, that's true. And he's going to, he might have to sample the Silver Star. The whiskey.
Yeah.
It's a honey. It's something honey, right?
Yeah, honey whiskey.
But, Jason, you're right. I'm just looking down here in this aisle that's to my right. There are more vodkas sitting up there than I've ever seen anywhere.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's incredible that any kind of vodka you want, it's sitting there.
Well, even White Claw now has
I saw
vodka.
that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Which probably might be a little too tempting for my Jimenez.
You think so? Yeah. Jimenez is a White Claw person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But anyway, look, if you can't find it near, you probably can't find it. But AD will get it for you, I promise.
Absolutely, he will. Even the cool stuff. Like, I don't know what Pink Whitney is, but it's in a hockey stick with a whole bunch of shots.
Well, it's a vodka, too.
Well, it is.
Some kind of vodka,
but again, I've never had Pink Whitney. But the fact that they've got 10 shots in a hockey stick, the creative marketing that goes with that, but with the NHL playoffs getting underway on Monday, the New Jersey Devils opening up with the New York Rangers, you might have to get some of that.
Hockey's still going on?
Hockey.
I didn't realize.
Hockey will be going on for a long time.
I didn't realize that we're still in the hockey season.
Just next couple of weeks, just know as long as the Devils are going.
We won't mention it.
Well, you just got to subtly drop it in like I just did.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I did the same thing. I understand what you're talking about when, Cardinals going to make a run.
So far they're not. So
they're off to a rough start, but it's okay.
Haven't mentioned it. So you look at the 17 dudes that are going to be in Kansas City for the draft in the green room.
Yeah.
And it's fun because every time you see the green room list, it's Sports Talk Radio 101. It's in the playbook. You have to do a segment on who's going to be the last one in there. Who's going to be the awkward guy that is sitting there waiting and checking his phone and waiting.
Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, there's always one.
Yeah.
Right. Who's going to slide down? Who's the guy that's on the invite list that surprises you? I mean, the one I think that's the biggest surprise is the Carter kid, just because of all the criminal stuff that he's dealt with this offseason. But he's going to be in there. Bijan Robinson also is heading up there, and so much debate. What if he doesn't go number 10, say to Philadelphia? Does he slide down into the 20s, or does everybody go, running backs in the first round? We can't do it. Could Bijan be that guy this year?
He could be. I could see a scenario where he is, but I think he is one of those players that is not just a running back. Right, I mean, he can do it all. The guy can catch out of the backfield. He can do it all. So I think he will be taken in the first round. I don't think he escapes. I don't think he gets down to the Cowboys level either. There's been too many mock drafts that have him going either to the Eagles at number 10, the Lions at what do they have, 16, and there's just some other teams. So I think if you're 20 or above and you like Bijan Robinson, you're going to have to trade up to get him.
Well, and again, the guys that get invited, they generally invite that they know that are going to go.
Sure.
And Bijan, because he could go anywhere from, say, 10, I don't see him going inside of the top 10. And the Eagles at number 10 are the first one that really makes sense. But he could go anywhere from 10 to 28.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're just going on mocks. I'm surprised, honestly, that Bijan and his agency agreed to actually go to the draft, to be in that green room, because when you go, you realize you could be the embarrassed guy.
Well, you could be. But hey, look, I don't think he's going to. But and again, if you're Bijan Robinson's agent, I think you've got a pretty good idea. You've been, whether it's legal or not, you've been talking to people.
Sure.
Right? So I think there's a pretty good idea that he's going to go in the first round. It's just a matter of how far down does he go. And I mean, it would surprise me. I'll be totally honest with you, even though it obviously could happen. But if he goes at number 10 to the Philadelphia Eagles, that would surprise me a little bit. Eagles, that'd be a pretty good pickup, I think, and would help them right away. And I think, he would have an open door there, Jason, to come in and perhaps be that opening day starter.
And as we are now 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away, 2 weeks from today, we're going to be talking about who all went in the first round, including who the Cowboys took. And really, what did the Texans end up doing? We'll talk about some things Adam Schefter said that could affect the Houston Texans as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are looking for authentic sausage, the kind you could find in butcher shops back in the old days, then Kielbasa smoked sausage is what you've been looking for. You see, Kielbasa makes their legendary smoked sausage in small 150-pound batches with only fresh, high-quality ingredients, never frozen meat. They never add fillers or chemicals that you can't pronounce. Then it is smoked over real hardwood. Real smoke, honest meat, slow crafted. What they say is in their products is exactly what is in there. That is what they mean by honest meat. They're proud their ingredient list is short, straightforward, and doesn't require a PhD in chemistry to translate, because the only way they can guarantee Kielbasa will be the best sausage you've ever eaten is by using only real hardwood with their uncompromising, slow-crafted method, fresh spices, and yes, only honest meat. No fillers, no enhancements. If it's not the best sausage you've ever eaten, just give Michael Kielbasa a call and he'll give your money back. He puts his phone number on the back of every package sold. Real smoke, honest meat, slow crafted. Go get some Kielbasa today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. Changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life oil filter for only $37.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation and discreet shipping if prescribed. You'll love your results. To start your free online visit, go to 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Injuries happen. When they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, sports injuries, dislocations, and sprains and strains. With 2 San Antonio locations, extended hours Monday through Saturday, on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury. And best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Injured? Get to Ortho Now. Visit TSAOG.com for more information.
Sadly,
1 in 3 women in the U.S. will experience physical abuse from an intimate partner. Violence and sexual exploitation of children is also a significant problem. By providing housing, healing, and prevention, Christie's Hope creates an environment where people feel freedom from abuse. Thomas J. Henry is proud to team up with Christie's Hope to help bring an end to domestic violence for good. Help us create a legacy of resilience and hope. Donate today at christieshope.org.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
This is Michael Jimenez, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We're back on the Blitz here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. Come on out. Got all kinds of stuff out here. Tacos next door. And my goodness, we even have Happy Dad hard seltzer, grape flavored.
Mm-hmm. The Death Row Records guy.
Yes.
So we were talking about that. See, Sam that works over at Jack FM. He saw the video that we put on social media, and he saw that. Apparently very hard to find. A Happy Dad isn't, but the special flavors that they come out with apparently are hard to find. Of course, they have them here at Texas Cheer Liquor. Sam's like, get me a 12-pack.
They got everything here at Texas
And now he's
Cheer
texting
Liquor.
me saying, you know what? Make it a whole case.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And by the time the show's over, he may want 2 cases.
I'm going to need a whole truck. And my wife is texting me a vodka order. I mean,
well, that's what the wives do. Very rarely, and you know this, AD knows this, do I walk out of Texas Cheer Liquor after a broadcast empty-handed.
Well, that's why he has us out here.
Exactly right.
That is why we are here.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
You know, you think about the draft coming up in a couple of weeks, and quite frankly, Carolina is doing a solid job of holding everything close to the vest. You know, a couple of years ago, at this point, I think Sunshine had already bought a house down there in Florida. Trevor knew where he was going, and he knew, and there was no secret. So all the debate was at number 2. This year, Carolina is holding everything pretty close to the vest on which quarterback they like. The question becomes, all the rumors out there, do the Texans go defense? Do they trade out? They do really seem to like Bryce Young. Are they cooling a little bit on C.J. Stroud? You know, Bryce Young was in Houston this week, but Adam Schefter says, you know, that was a wasted trip for Bryce.
Listen, Bryce Young is going to visit the Houston Texans. I think it's a waste of time. I think the ship has sailed. I think Bryce Young is going to be the number 1 pick. And they're not going to have a chance to take the guy that I think they would have liked to have taken. So now they're sitting there at number 2, and what do?
You know what's interesting about that, Jason, is that, you know, and as we've been discussing the draft, it seems like Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, they kind of go back and forth. But it seems like for whatever reason, and I don't know how this works, but teams are not so sure anymore about C.J. Stroud. It seems to me. When you just hear, especially what Shefty just said, and it just the Texans now, you know, the waffling back and forth whether you take a quarterback at 2 or a defensive player. I don't know what's going on with C.J. Stroud, or if people have found out something or didn't like something he said or did. But it just seems that way to me 2 weeks out, that C.J. Stroud has cooled off considerably.
The one thing, though, that you have heard consistently from the Houston Texans is there's plenty of guys that they love at number 2 and quarterbacks. It's almost like the Texans would be happy. But if you're CJ Stroud, where you were kind of number one there for a while, now you're not. You're visiting everybody. He's going to go visit the Colts. Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network is talking about all the travels of a CJ Stroud because, if he's still available, if, say, the Texans don't take CJ Stroud, does he end up in Indianapolis? You never know. And so you look at that and you go and you sit there and you say, all right, what do you do? I mean, it's odd that there's still debate at number one because Carolina's holding everything so close to the vest.
Yeah, but I thought they were going to take Stroud. Remember the whole Carolina football team went to his pro day?
Yep.
I mean, it seemed like everybody in that organization was at that thing. So I thought that they were high on C.J. Stroud. I thought that Bryce Young would be the number 2 pick in this thing. But that was, 2 weeks ago, and how things have changed. And I just see it, and just with things you hear that maybe, just maybe, these teams have soured just a little bit on a C.J. Stroud. And we'll see what the Texans do. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do. If they go defense at number 2, does Indianapolis then try to make a deal with Arizona to move up to 3 or stay where they're at? Because obviously Arizona has no desire for a quarterback.
Well, and that's why Indianapolis wouldn't have to make a move with Arizona at number 3. But does somebody else then try to make a move? Because if you're Indianapolis, why move up one spot if Arizona's not going to take a quarterback?
Somebody like Tennessee sneaks ahead of you.
Yeah, the draft coming up is going to be fun. But if you're C.J. Stroud, that is why you have to take all of these visits. You never know. I mean, it's easy for Shefty to say, Bryce, Carolina is going to take him number 1, and if he knows that. But if you're Carolina, you still want Bryce to go on all these visits because the smoke signals, because they're not making it known yet what they're going to do. And that puts a lot of pressure on C.J. Stroud to make sure that he protects, because it happens every year. All these guys that are going to be at the draft, somebody's going to be in that room checking their phone, checking both phones, checking all of it, because somebody is going to slide. The question is which one of those guys ends up sliding.
Do you remember that? I remember like it was yesterday, Aaron Rodgers and the sad puppy dog look he had on his face. When, pick after pick after pick went by and he wasn't picked. And I wonder if C.J. Stroud is this year's version of Aaron Rodgers. I can't imagine that with all the teams that are supposedly in line for a quarterback. But I'd like to know what happened and if that is true. And, of course, we deal with speculation and rumors all day long when it comes to the NFL draft. But if it is true that C.J. Stroud has kind of tumbled down the mountain a little bit and teams have soured on him a little bit, I wonder why and I wonder what happened.
Well, I mean, when you go to these dinners, do you order a beer or – do you eat your banana without peeling it? I mean, there's all kinds of reasons. Some of the testing that they'll do, and maybe Bryce Young, just because of how well he tests, is there. But ESPN.com today, they've got a whole debate right now, top picks and best value for everybody in the first round with their experts, Matt Miller and Jordan Reed, and both of them have Bryce Young going to Carolina. Miller has C.J. Stroud going to Houston, where Reed is saying their best value pick is Will Anderson, not C.J. Stroud. You go back to the Colts, Will Levis for Miller and C.J. Stroud for Reed. For the record, both of these guys have the Cowboys with a tight end, different tight ends for various reasons. Miller has Michael Mayer, the tight end out of Notre Dame, going. Reed has Dalton Kincaid, the tight end out of Utah, only because he has Mayer already off his board when the Cowboys pick at 26.
Boy, I tell you what, I'm going to be highly disappointed if that happens. And just so many mock drafts have the Cowboys taking a tight end. I don't understand it, not with that first pick. But, stranger things have happened. We'll see. But, my goodness, I'm just ready for the draft. Yeah, you can sit here and of course we got another couple of weeks to speculate and see new mock drafts and new analysis and all of this stuff as it happens. But it's fun. It's fun to watch it and see how players are popular. Then they're not. Then they are. Then they're not. So it's interesting, man. That's why the NFL is king.
And which one is going to do something stupid in the next week and a half? Like this weekend, if you're an agent, Do you just have all your guys in a room somewhere? Just don't go out and get in trouble?
Yeah, no kidding.
Don't go do anything stupid. Check your social media one more time. Let's go through everything. Make sure everything stays good on the up and up.
It's probably a lot of advice given. You're right. Look, guys, don't screw it up now. You got less than 2 weeks to go. Just stay calm, stay in the house, play games, do whatever, but don't get in trouble.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly. Not what you want to do. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. Highway 90 and Montgomery. We're going to be here until 7 o'clock tonight, so come over here, get your weekend started. They've got great samples from Silver Star Whiskey and the Silver Star Texas Honey. Texas Cheer has a lot of their private barrels that they're sampling from as well. You can get some free tacos from the great spot next door. It's where we had lunch. So come out and see us. Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. Just type that in your phone and listen to the lady on your phone, and she will get you right here. It's not that complicated. Even Reinagel made it this time.
I did.
It works. The NBA finds the Dallas Mavericks $750K. We'll dive into that right after this SportsCenter update.
From the George Salinas Personal Injury Attorney Studios, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Jason's right. Mark Cuban's having to scratch out a check today for $750,000. The league says the Mavericks tanked on that final game, and they did it to improve their chances of keeping their first-round pick in the 2023 draft. Imagine that. Texas running back Bijan draft, hoping that he will be drafted in that first round. And the NBA play-in tournament continues tonight. The Bulls taking on the Heat in Miami. Tip-off there at 6. OKC travels to Minnesota. They'll battle the T-Wolves. Tip-off at 8:30. The Blitz continues right now.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, at Joe Reinagel210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix, or dial up or text the Kia Bossa Smoke Meats phone lines 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776, or better yet, come see us here at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. Again, Highway 90 and Montgomery. This has been a brutal NBA season for us in San Antonio. Spurs haven't gone through a year like this in forever, and they did it intentionally. We all knew they were tanking all year. It sucks. We all know that. The Dallas Mavericks this year had a different plan. In fact, Mark Cuban went all in. Middle of the season, made a trade for Kyrie. It blew up in his face. It didn't work. Then they were playing a game against Chicago, and they decided they were going to bench everybody and tank. And because of that, the NBA today has fined the Dallas Mavericks $750,000.
Sounds like a lot of money, doesn't it?
Well, it is a lot of money, and I don't care how many billions you have. $750,000 is a lot of money. I don't know how you get fined. Like when the NBA sends like their dispersal checks for like the TV money, do they just send it 750 light? Or does Mark Cuban actually have to scratch out a check or transfer money Venmo style or something? I don't know. I mean,
Venmo style.
Can you Zelle $750,000? I don't know. But the reality is, you and I are angry about this for 2 different reasons, and I think we're both right. It's hypocritical of the NBA to fine the Mavericks and not say the Spurs and the Rockets and Detroit and every other team that tanked. But the reason that the NBA fines them, and in their fancy letter announcing the fine, they talk about integrity of the game and all this kind of stuff, not fair to the fans. It's total BS, and it really isn't any kind of punishment. I go back to the NBA rewards suckage. If you suck, you get the best odds of getting a top draft pick. To get into the lottery, you've got to suck a lot. So they encourage teams when they know they're not going to win a title to suck, to tank. They just don't want you to use the word tank because they think we're all idiots and think that they're really trying.
Yeah.
Well, if you really want to punish a team for tanking, $750,000, that is a lot of money. But if you really wanted to hurt the Mavericks and Mark Cuban, you would have taken away the draft pick that they were trying to keep by mailing it in against the Chicago Bulls. That would be punishment with teeth.
Let me just ask and throw this out to you, Jason, and to everybody else that's listening out there. The Mavericks did it, but I guarantee the Knicks would have done the same thing. The Spurs would have done the same thing. The Heat would have done the same thing. Every team in the league would have done the same thing that the Dallas Mavericks did to keep that number 10 pick.
Correct.
That's number one. So it's not just Mark Cuban running his mouth. It's not just that. Every team would have done it. Number two, I keep seeing on here, well, the NBA knew the Spurs were going to suck anyway, so it's okay. They knew that they weren't going to win. I'm like, that's about as stupid as I can say.
Yeah.
How in the world, what difference does it make? Number one, the Spurs could have won. I think half of their guys played about, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of the season. And then they either sat because of some ridiculous, fake injury. Then, number two, they traded away Jakob Poeltl. They traded away DeJounte Murray. They traded away Derek White. If you had those guys, those three, along with Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, Zach Collins, Spurs might not have been in the playoffs, but I guarantee you they'd have won a hell of a lot more games than they won here. The object was, as Pop told us in training camp, was to tank, was not to win. It was to develop players. I think his exact words, Jason, were, we don't care about wins this year. It's all about development. Now, translate that. It's tanking.
Well, but he didn't say tank. See,
neither did Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd said it was an organizational decision to sit everybody. All right, he said it, and that's why Jason Kidd's comments cost Mark Cuban $750,000. The Spurs, the Rockets, Detroit, all the other teams that are in the lottery, Portland, they all played by the rules that the NBA has set out. There's ways to rest. You could sit a player, but you got to put it on the injury report with something. Guy misses a game because of a paper cut that ultimately ended up needing surgery. So maybe we shouldn't make fun of that one. I apologize, Zach, for making fun of you, but still, dude, you missed a game because of a paper cut, right? Yeah. I mean, they all did it within the rules of the NBA. The Dallas Mavericks didn't, but again, to me, there's no teeth to the punishment here. Yeah, $750 is a lot, but if the NBA really wants to curb tanking, then take away that draft pick. The Dallas Mavericks, whether you like it, whether I like it, whether Maverick fan likes it, the Dallas Mavericks made the right business decision. You assess your team. Nope, we're not going to do any damage in the playoffs. And we have this pick that's top 10 protected. If we win this game, then that pick is going to end up with the New York Knicks. We need to lose this game to stay within the top 10. For Mark Cuban, if they end up with Scoot, if they end up with Wemby, if they end up with Brandon Miller, whoever it might be, it's worth the $750,000 fine. So where's the punishment? If Adam Silver and the NBA really wanted to punish teams for tanking, for blatantly tanking like the Mavericks did, take away that draft pick.
Fair enough. Take it away. That's great, but you still don't solve the problem. You don't solve the problem. All these other teams that tanked this year for Wemby, they're gonna see that and say, okay, whoop-de-doo. We didn't do that. We didn't take the last game of the season. But so it doesn't solve anything. Take the pick away. It still doesn't solve anything. All it does is give New York the pick that they think that they deserve. But it doesn't solve anything. Maybe it solves a team tanking the final game of the season.
I would curb a team. It would discourage a team from doing what the Mavericks did if they lost that draft pick.
I want them to discourage what the Spurs did and the Detroit Pistons did and the Houston Rockets did. Let's discourage that.
In order to do that, they got to abolish the lottery, that if you don't make the playoffs, the way it is now, you don't make the playoffs, you're in the lottery. They've tried to, all right, well, the worst team doesn't get the first pick. So it's no longer a race to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom 3 because you get a 14% chance. What they have tried to do hasn't discouraged anybody from sucking. And I don't have the answer. I've got a theory. I've got a plan, a proposal that I think is better than what they have now. And it's available. You can go read it at ESPNSA.com.
And I'm coming around to it.
And look, I know there's a lot of things in my plan that need some more work. But in reality, if you don't make a playoff team, you have no chance of getting the number 1 pick. Reward the teams that are in the play-in is kind of my theory now. If you're going to use and keep the play-in, do that. But you've got to stop rewarding suckage. And if you're going to come out and, we fined them $750,000, but they keep the pick. They don't care. I mean, $750,000, sure, it's a lot of money, and no business wants to get fined $750,000, but that's akin to the food inspector coming in and saying, you know what, you got flies around your sink. We're going to shut you down for a day while you get this exterminated. You're open tomorrow. All right. I mean, it won't affect what the Dallas Mavericks are doing one bit. It's just another badge of honor, really, for Mark Cuban to have another massive fine from the NBA.
Well, I just think I find the NBA, the ineptitude of the NBA. In their statement, they actually say, we realize and we don't believe that the players that were on the floor for the Dallas Mavericks were trying to lose. So I think maybe that's why they don't take the pick away, because, Jason, those players were out there trying to win. And so but that's how stupid this whole thing is. It's just the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen, and it just shows the ineptitude of the NBA.
On Twitter, at MudslingersTX tweets, and sometimes the parking kiosk is broken. No, they also want to park for free, and they ended up with the ticket. I mean, it's just dumb. It sounds big. The headlines, Mavs fine. As long as they keep the pick, then this punishment is nothing. It's like the NCAA and some of their BS punishments that they have out there. None of this, as long as they keep that pick, is that big of a deal. Their statement, the NBA statement, is so rich in saying that the Dallas Mavericks, and I'll read it, their actions failed our fans and our league. Give me
can't help but laugh.
Effing break.
And all the other fans that had to endure a season like we had to endure, they didn't let us down, did they? I guess that doesn't matter. I mean, because they were following the tanking rules to a T that the NBA has laid out.
I am all for, if you are not a playoff team, you get a massive fine. And I don't think you should have the number 1 pick. I mean, you want to change the system, quit rewarding for poor play.
Well, exactly. And you have people like, Michael Jimenez, for example, Mr. Team Tank, just making fun of the whole system. You make fun of it. It's a joke. It's a complete joke, and this is what you get. You get stuff like this.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Sometimes, I mean, Mike can't talk right now. He's got 2 bags of food, and his mouth is full.
That's probably is that all for you?
Yeah, sell guacamole next door. I mean, he's going to say it's for the wife, but it ain't going to make it home. Those bags weren't tied, so that food isn't going to make it home.
At least the chips and salsa won't make it home. I promise you.
Definitely not going to make it home. But when you look at it, again, you sit there and you want to change things, and again, maybe they make it. Look at the Houston Rockets. I mean, at least in San Antonio. In San Antonio, our front office has the trust in the fan base that they're going to get it right sooner rather than later. And until they lose that trust, they've got that equity, right? We trust the Spurs front office to quickly steer us out of this and back in the right direction. Houston, in Orlando, they seem like they're always there. The other thing that I think they need to do with the lottery is you can all be in the lottery once every 4 years, maybe once every 5 years.
I agree with that. I think that's a brilliant idea. If you're in the lottery, as much as Houston has been in it, as much as Orlando has been in it, as much as Oklahoma City has been in it, you shouldn't be allowed to be in there. I agree with that completely. There's got to be something that the NBA can do. And I know they think they changed the rules and, they did the right thing and you only get a 14% chance. But look, worst case scenario, the Spurs, get the 7th pick in the draft? I mean, that would be horrible to endure a season like that and end up falling to there.
Yeah.
But look, the Houston Rockets, was it their owner or GM was telling the fans to light candles?
Yeah.
That they would lose enough to get into the lottery?
Yeah.
I mean, is that not just as bad as what Jason Kidd said?
No. I mean, I'm sure they were Rockets logoed candles. He was just trying to move merchandise.
He was encouraging his fans to pray.
Well, I mean,
that's nice.
But they sold candles in the team store.
Jeez, I tell you, this whole thing is just so completely screwed up. It makes my head spin.
And I love it. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. There are NBA play-in games, and the playoffs start this weekend. We'll dive into that as we continue on this Friday. And I know you have your weekend plans. And look, Fiesta starting next week. This is a number that you need to just put in your phone. Make sure you have it just in case, because none of you plan on getting arrested, but some of you will. Goes with the territory. You get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available. They offer a free shuttle service, and they're open 24/7 to get you out fast with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds. Go online.
I'm the king of the outrage and all that. I've been screaming about load management, about resting, about tanking since no one else was. I was having these conversations on Mike and Mike 10 years ago. Whenever it was that Greg Popovich started this, and Greg Popovich started it, and he deserves all of the blame for it.
Greeny, weekday mornings at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Star.
If you own a small business, you know the value of time. GetRefunds.com does too. That's why they've made it easy, no matter how busy you are, to apply for the Employee Retention Credit, or ERC. Go to GetRefunds.com to get started, and in less than 8 minutes, see if your business qualifies for ERC assistance. Your business may be eligible for a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee kept on payroll during COVID-19. GetRefunds.com has already helped clients claim over $3 billion in payroll tax refunds through the ERC, and they may be able to help your business too. There's no upfront charge either. They don't get paid until your business gets its refund. Many businesses believe they won't qualify based on incomplete or outdated information. So don't let this opportunity pass you by, because this payroll tax refund is only available for a limited time. Go to GetRefunds.com. That's GetRefunds.com.
Power through every season with True Fuel, the ready-to-use engineered fuel for outdoor power equipment that lasts for years and provides true convenience, true performance, and true protection. True Fuel is ethanol-free and precision-engineered to improve performance and extend the life of trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, and small generators. With True Fuel in the tank, you're always ready for yard work and everything Mother Nature decides to throw at you. True Fuel. Empower your equipment.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The only gun show left in San Antonio returns to the Shriner Auditorium, 1604 in Blanco. Can't make it this weekend? This Friday, Texas Gun Shows is open 4 to 7 p.m. and 10 to 5 Saturday and 10 to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows, Shriner Auditorium, this Friday through Sunday.
Tonight at Dive Bar, 6422 Babcock. Dive into some live country music with Tones Country. Enjoy $5 Absolute, $5 Rumple, and $5 Crown. And the kitchen is open till 2. Dive Bar, 6422 Babcock, a free rides venue.
Deep into the Himalayas, where I found the most enlightened person on earth. And I said, "What is the meaning of life?" They said back to me, "Do it at Mother's and save." That's right. You're the most enlightened person on earth when you bring your vehicle to Mother's Window Tint. We have stereos on sale. We have car alarms on sale. We have window tint on sale. Oh, Mother's Window Tint. You can find us in Austin and San Antonio and on the web. Mother's Window Tint since 1984. We make your car go thump, thump, thump. Mother thump. Mother's Window Tint is located with 4 stores in San Antonio. So make sure you get to see us any Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 6. Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Monday on R&R in the morning, the NBA playoffs are underway. We break it all down for you, and all this NFL draft smoke is turning into fires. And break down Rob's weekend to C-Stack. Now back to the Blitz. Joe, you look good in that tux. I know you had a good night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was a good night. It was a good night. You know, one of those events that I've been doing for a long time. And, you know, Jason, every now and then it's good to just kind of clean up and put on some fancy threads. And
you wore a tuxedo last night.
I did.
Yeah. More power to you.
We got pictures, don't we? I mean, if people would like to see them, they might.
I tweeted some
out there, yeah.
If you notice on those photos, that bottom button didn't quite work the same. You were struggling all night with that, weren't you?
Well, not necessarily that so much, but it's weird because, you know, when you get a tuxedo,
I don't know what it's like to get a tuxedo.
Okay, well, let me explain to you. So, you know, I rented this tuxedo from a very, very good place, and it's just hard to get the right fit, even though they got the little adjustable things on the side for the pants. You can make them bigger or smaller.
What do you mean it's hard to get the right fit?
Well, it's hard to get the right fit because...
I mean, you got your waist size and your length size. I mean, his pants are pretty standard, aren't they?
No, length, they were perfect, but they were a little big.
Uh-huh.
Right? So the whole night I'm trying to talk on the microphone. I'm pulling my pants up at the same time. And you would think they would be easy, right? Because they got the little thing
talking and pulling up your pants sounds very complicated.
It was, well... You would think it would be easy, but they got a little thing on the side.
Uh-huh.
And you think that would be easy because you just open the latch and then you move it in.
You tighten it up. It's like a belt.
I had a hard time with that. I couldn't get them.
Why didn't you get your
wife
to help dress you?
Because I dressed in the bathroom at the radio station. She wasn't there.
And at some point, your wife didn't pull you aside to fix the way you look?
No. I guess, no, she didn't. I told her it was happening, and she was like, well,
laughing.
You know, yeah.
Laughing.
I think she kind of said, you got those things on the side there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything else fit great.
Uh-huh.
Except the pants were a little, you got that, the poopy butt going on with a little, you know what I mean? We're a little baggy on the bottom. And falling down, so you got to pull them up.
So you were walking around last night, and everybody thought, based on the conversation we had yesterday, that you stopped at Starbucks on your way to the event.
It was probably it probably wasn't quite as runny though. You know, I mean, it was
a solid
I'm just
drop.
saying, luckily it's dark in there, so people probably they didn't see that.
Yeah,
if they did, they were nice enough.
I think they're being self-conscious.
Yeah, it's like
I mean,
and then turn around, look,
clearly
Joe pooped his pants.
I know they were probably looking at that saying, "Boy, Joe always talks about going to the gym, but apparently he never does squats. That guy has no ass.
He needs to work on
nothing.
What's that disease?
Poor Ray.
No acetol."
Like a frog stood up and put on pants.
Exactly.
Let's go to the IKEA Boss of Smoke Meats phone lines. Cliff, bail us out of this. Cliff has an idea to stop tanking.
Let's hear it.
Cliff?
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah, you know, this tanking situation that we're in, it's a mess, and the NBA is is at fault in it. But I think the best way to stop tanking is have everybody in the lottery. Doesn't matter if you're the number one record or the worst record in the league, and everybody gets one ball. And after that, let the chips fall where they may. That'll stop us rewarding these teams for tanking. I've been a Spurs fan since '74, and this is the first year I didn't even want to go to a game. I watched a few on TV, but I didn't want to go because I knew what they were doing. It's bad for the sport.
Cliff, I'm just curious why you didn't go to a game in '73. I mean, you could have been like one of those OG guys.
No, I mean, I've been to games since '73.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. You know, it's interesting. Appreciate the call.
That's a great idea, by the way.
I look at that and just, the draft is, anybody and everybody. So your NBA champion could end up with the number one pick.
Right.
The idea of the draft and the draft lottery, there is a certain amount of parity that you would want, and that would be diluted from the playoff teams. So, which is why they've separated out the lottery and the playoff teams. I mean, because ultimately you could end up with, like Georgia and Alabama every year, who's going to be there because they're getting all the best players.
Well, you could, but I mean, the Spurs would have just as good a shot as, say, Milwaukee to get the number one pick.
I don't know if that eliminates the tanking aspect of things. Because,
why?
Well, I think what you're going to see is teams that know they don't have a chance would stop spending money on high-priced players when they know it's not going to result in a title. So I think some of those bad owners out there, some of those cheap owners out there would ultimately look at the landscape, almost like what you see in baseball. Well, we've got no chance. So, think about, who's it? The Cincinnati Reds this year. Ken Griffey Jr. is the fourth highest paid player on their payroll because they know they have their owner is not going to spend any money this year on players. I think you would end up with more of that.
Well, you have that already with a lot of teams. Look at Sacramento, for example. 16 years they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they had no plan. There was no plan at all. You're going to have those kind of teams in every sport that are just, going to pinch a penny and not, do anything. But I don't think that's a horrible idea because if everybody has the same chance, tanking does you no good. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Look, that can't be any worse for the sport than what we're doing right now.
Well, true. Although, and again, not just because it's my idea, but versus his idea, Cliff's idea, and mine, I like mine better because at least it creates competitive basketball in the middle that if you're in the play-in tournament, you have the best odds of getting the highest draft picks. And not non-playoff teams. And I think non-playoff teams get heavy fines, and then they pick after. So you've got the 8 teams in the play-in. Those all would have a lottery to determine picks 1 through 8, and then non-playoff teams start at 9, and then your playoff teams after that. Because I think you'll have competitive basketball with bad teams trying to get into the play-in, and then teams that are bubble ahead of the curve, they're going to try to stay or work their way through there. I just think you'll have more competitive games throughout the middle, and that's what we want is good competitive basketball and make the NBA regular season mean something.
Look, I'm all for anything that makes this better because right now, in my opinion, the way this system is lined out, it's horrible for the sport. And you still have your same teams up at the top. You got Milwaukee, you got Boston, you got Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And
on the West, you got Denver and you got Sacramento and Memphis. Who would have thought that?
Well, not Sacramento, right?
Or Denver is the 1 seed.
Props to Mike Brown.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery. Come start your weekend with us. It's a Friday. We're here until 7 o'clock tonight. So come by and see us. As we continue on the Blitz, the latest from the Dallas Cowboys, the great Jon Machota from The Athletic joins us next. But first, let me tell you about my friends at NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse over on Calabria, your one-stop for accessories, upgrades, and extras for your car, truck, Jeep, or SUV. NAW has a fully stocked selection of toolboxes for all makes and models, bumpers, grill guards, diesel tanks, light bars, and so much more. They have great deals on scratch and dent options, and you're going to love their low prices on brands like undercover truck bed covers, WeatherTech floor liners, and Steelcraft bumpers. NAW, that big red building over on Calabar Road, a great family-owned business that has been going strong since 1978. Very much a low-pressure sales environment. You're going to leave with what you need. They got products that last and aim to make your work and life easier. 3027 Calabar Road is the address for NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse. Online, nawtruck.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the NBA hung it on the Dallas Mavericks today. They fined them $750,000 for what they are calling conduct detrimental to the league in an elimination game against the Chicago Bulls. NBA play-in tournament continues tonight. Bulls taking on the Heat in Miami. Tip-off at 6. Oklahoma City travels to Minnesota. That will tip off at 8:30. And Rory McIlroy has been docked $3 million for not playing in this week's RBC Heritage. All of that under the new PGA rules regarding designated events. The Blitz continues next.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson, and for more than 28 years, I've been helping people injured in auto, truck, and motorcycle collisions right here in San Antonio. Since I've been practicing law, there have been several Thompson law firms open up here in town, but there's only one Jason Thompson, and that's me. My number is 900-0400. Only people who have actually been in a traffic collision understand what a life-altering event it is. Your car's wrecked, the injuries, the pain, the limitations, loss of earnings. It's overwhelming. If you're in an accident, please call me as soon as you can after the collision because I will get you through this. Insurance companies are not always honest. Hospital billing practices these days require review, scrutiny, and attention. I handle these complicated and frustrating issues for you so you can focus on your health and your recovery. My job is to make your life simple in this very complex time. If you've been injured in a traffic collision, call me, Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400, or find me on the web, alawyerforus.com.
Finding people in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Tens of thousands affected by the toxic water at Camp Lejeune are left with death, cancer, dementia, birth defects, and other serious illnesses. And along with the harm, so many worries. Call James Harris Law, the experienced, trusted law firm that can get you significant compensation while protecting all your VA benefits. Call our Camp Lejeune legal helpline now. Call 800-396-3737. 800-396-3737.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right, but right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
I know a lot of you really want the State Farm personal price plan, but what's with the oversharing? Like this message Mateo left.
Jake from State Farm, you should know orange juice commercials make me cry. I feel bad for the oranges.
You don't need to get that personal. The State Farm personal price plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant Cash Offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the it's, KBB.com.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you grilled or smoked, and you could win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market.
So good and tasty.
Grilling with the Blitz. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. Great place to come. Get your weekend started with what you're going to need for the weekend, and samples here from Silver Star Vodka and the Silver Star Texas Honey Whiskey. We're here till 7 o'clock tonight. Let's talk some Cowboys. Jon Machota from The Athletic joins us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. John, before we get into the Cowboys and the draft and everything that's coming up, you had an interesting tweet yesterday, a poll. Commanders are worth $6 billion. How much are the Dallas Cowboys worth? And 48% answered your poll at more than $14 billion. And while that might be accurate, I wonder how many billions more would it take for, say, Stephen Jones to sell the team? Because you know damn well Jerry never would, no matter how many billions you offered. But is there a number for some of the younger Joneses?
Man, that's a good question. I don't see it because there's a part of me that thinks, well, one, I know Stephen loves football, and I think anything he wants financially he can pretty much have, you know? I mean, house, cars, helicopter, stadium. I mean, I just feel like so many really wealthy people that make their money in other parts of business get attracted to sports because it's something to kind of take their mind away from business, and it's kind of the fun thing to do. So I don't see it happening. I mean, I know everyone, there's a number or whatever, but I mean, I couldn't see Steven. And again, it wouldn't even be, here's the other part about it is that, okay, so if Jerry's not involved, let's say this is after Jerry, it's going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, so you would have to have Steven, Charlotte, and Jerry Jr. all agree to sell. Like, good luck with that. Like, at least one of them could like, no, I'm keeping it. You know, like we'll give you percentage, whatever. But it is pretty wild to think, you know, and it's an interesting story from the Cowboys' perspective because of the fact of, like, I mean, I've covered the team since 2011, and I'm telling you, like, Washington's not even on the radar. Like, you should want them to stay as they've been. And now with this new ownership group coming in, they could get good in like 5 or 6 years, and all of a sudden now you got another good team in the division. Like, I don't know, this could have major implications on the Cowboys.
You know, John, that's interesting that you say that because, look, Daniel Snyder wouldn't have sold that team unless he was forced to do it, which he basically was there. So, going to training camp all those years, you see that, you know, Steven's kids and I guess some of the other kids out there throwing the football around, those kids have got to be older. And I just wonder if it gets to that point, you know how kids are, right?
None of us are going to be around when all that happens.
I can get $14 billion for this team. I'm selling.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's funny because when you mention the kids, so when I think of that, I think of John Stephen Jones, which Stephen's son, and then I think of Shy Anderson Jones, and then Haley Anderson Jones. Those are both of Charlotte's sons and daughters. So that would be those would be the next three in line. I just think they all love football too. I mean, John Stephen Jones. I mean, yeah, he loves it. Shy Anderson he's in the working with the scouting department now. I don't know. I can't see it happening even with the generation that's younger than I am. I think for the rest of my life at least, the Cowboys will be owned by the Joneses.
Dude, I feel old because I remember those kids on the field at training camp throwing the football around. That's crazy.
And now they're all in college.
And working for the Cowboys even.
Like, why even go to college? You're not going to need it. Although I guess a business degree is a business degree. Jon Machota from The Athletic, an expert on the Cowboys and the Jones family tree, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. A week from now, we're going to know who the Cowboys took in the first round. And the lying part, the smoke signal part. What are you hearing from the Star right now as we're about a week away?
I'll tell you what, they've been great with this stuff. There really hasn't been a lot that's come out, and that's not just this year. That's been the last few years. That up until like I'd say maybe it's like a week to a few days right before last year's draft, nobody was talking about Tyler Smith, and obviously that was somebody they liked a lot. I mean, when Jerry showed us that draft board, I mean, Tyler Smith's name was 16 on there. So now that was a second-round grade. They only had 14 players with first-round grades, but, hey, they got him at, I think, 24, and so they obviously liked him a lot. They got the 16th best player on their board at 24, and so I feel confident that with the way that this class is, it's probably pretty similar. I bet you they're not going to have 20 first-round grades, 18 first-round grades like they've had in years past. They'll probably only have 12, 14, 15 first-round grades. So they're probably not getting one of those guys, in the first round at 26. They're going to probably get a second-round pick type guy. And so, obviously, players can fall like a Bijan Robinson or something like that. But I don't know, like the way it seems right now, everybody wants to like mock a tight end to them. And the coach, like, I'll believe that when I see it. I just really think that they'll address that in the second or third round. So, I mean, I'm still stuck on an offensive or defensive lineman on the interior, tackle or guard. And then the other part would be if there was like a really good corner that was there for them. And that's just because of the fact that Stephon Gilmore is only a 1-year deal and they could use another corner. And so, you just look over the list of the 30 visitors. That's been a pretty good indication in the past of what they're interested in. And so then because of that, you also got to throw a wide receiver in there. But I don't even think they know for sure right now who they will take at 26, because I think there's a lot of different things that could unfold, as the picks fall.
And you look at that, and obviously when you look at a draft, and all these mocks are nice, and they're nice to talk about and debate, but until you see the board move as to however it moves on draft night, it's hard to say what the Cowboys or any other team will do. But, John, I got to ask you, is there you saying that, and I know Steven had talked about maybe 20 guys in there with first-round draft grades. You see the Cowboys making a move either up or down? Is that a possibility that they might do something like that?
Moving up would really surprise me, just because to go from 26 to 20, you're talking about giving up your third-round pick, and I just don't see them doing that. And then if you wanted to get into like the top 15, then you'd be giving up your second-round pick instead. And I just don't see them doing that. And one of the biggest reasons why is because it's not just about this year. It's about the next few years. And the next few years, when I think of those, it's not even about a 53-man roster. To me, it's about guys like Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs. They all are going to get new contracts in the next few years, and they're all going to be paid amongst the highest at their position, and which includes Micah Parsons, who will probably become the highest paid defensive player in the entire league. And so when you have that happen, you need as many draft picks as possible, because you need to be filling a lot of these spots that you're not going to be able to spend more money to keep other guys on. And so for them to give up multiple, like 2 picks to get one person out of this draft, I don't see that. If anything, if you told me right now that they're going to trade at 26 or have an idea of trading in the first round, I think it would be to move back. Now, I don't think they'd move back like 10 picks, but maybe like 4 or 5. But I would be one of the biggest surprises you could tell me. Well, the biggest surprise would be them drafting a quarterback in the first round, obviously. That's not going to happen. But I'm telling you, one of the biggest surprises to me would be is if they traded up and gave up their second or third round pick in this draft. I would be really I just think that they would love to throw as many darts as possible and keep that second and third round pick. So I don't see them moving up.
If there was a surprise, and you mentioned quarterback, I'm curious now because every mock I see that has tight end, I just don't see it. Although I guess at this point I shouldn't be surprised if they did it. But we haven't seen a mock that has the Cowboys taking, or I haven't seen a mock. Let me say that because there might be one out there. But if they took a corner or a safety, would that surprise you? Is there a position group besides quarterback? If they took it, would it surprise you?
Safety for sure would be that next one. I mean, they've just not spent on safeties. I mean, a lot of people will like to say because I've been saying this for years that, I mean, there was a long time there before they got this recent trio together that they spent the least amount on safety the least of any team in the league. And people would point out Byron Jones. Well, they didn't draft Byron Jones in the first round to be a safety. I know he played safety for a little bit, but he was always going to be, they wanted him as a corner. And so, just a pure safety, I don't see that one happening at all. And off the ball linebacker, I can't see them doing that in the first round either. But everything else is pretty much on the table. Now, running back wise, I think it's unlikely, but I mean, if Bijan Robinson was there, and I say that because I also think that when they show, if we get a chance to find out anything about their draft board after, I could see Bijan Robinson being like one of their top 6 to 8 guys on their draft board, and to get that at 26, I could see that there. But safety, that's not a position that this team spends on. Corner, absolutely. An interesting visit name that surfaced this week was Tennessee offensive tackle Darnell Wright, and he's a guy that I know in Dane Brugler's top 100. He's got him at 24, so I mean pretty close to where the Cowboys would pick if the board fell that way. And a lot of people would be like, offensive tackles back-to-back years. And while I don't think that will happen, I can't completely rule it out because I could see them being like, hey, we can play this guy at guard, and then when Tyron Smith's done playing or Zach Martin's done playing, we got another nice piece here. I know a lot of people would roll their eyes at an offensive tackle, but I don't think you can completely rule that out either.
I think that would be outstanding, in fact, to get an offensive tackle. John, all this draft talk is nice, but who's the next guy to get a massive tattoo?
No, I think that was, well, so when I talked to the artist that did CD Lambs and did Dak, which is the same crew of 4 that have since done Tony Pollard and Trayvon Diggs, at the time he told me that Pollard and Diggs were like the next 2 up, and he didn't say anybody else after that. So I don't know if he had any other plan, but I mean, you can tell that it's contagious amongst the group. So I don't know, maybe someone else on the team sees it. And the one thing I will say is it's not cheap. So I don't know if you'll see, it's going to take a guy that has probably a pretty decent contract, but I don't know. It's a good question. It's pretty interesting though, because I'll tweet out those pictures because it's fascinating that 4 people are tattooing you at one time and doing this massive piece. And it does pretty well on social media because people are interested in that. But you'll always have all these people that be like, this isn't news. Who cares? Are you bored with blah, blah, blah? I'm like, I don't know. Have you got 4 people tattoo you at the same time? You don't like it? Keep scrolling, it's pretty wild that these guys are doing
it. Is
knocking out a big back piece like that in one day. You don't think that's a big deal or anything? Go get it done.
I think it's a big deal.
Well, I could never do it or would never do it, but I'm curious. I wonder if like Micah is next or Mike McCarthy, players coach. What would Mike McCarthy get as his full back tattoo?
Man, I mean, I'm sure he'd like to get a second Lombardi trophy. I think he would wait until having a chance to win that. I'm sure. I mean, it's kind of funny because when I think of that, I think back to so in 2013, Louisville made it to the Final Four, and then they ended up winning the national championship over Michigan. And Rick Pitino told the team that he would get a Louisville tattoo if they won it all. And so he has like a Louisville like L with like the 2013 national champions underneath it. And Rick Pitino doesn't seem like that person to get that or whatever. Now, since then, they've had it vacated. I guess it doesn't count now, but he's got the tattoo. So I think that would be the biggest thing. Mike McCarthy doesn't seem like a tattoo guy, but I could see him being like, all right, guys, we're getting tattoos. If we win the Super Bowl, I'll get a Lombardi trophy. But I think that's probably the only way. I don't see him showing up to the Star with a sleeve next week or anything.
Yeah, but you never know. The great Jon Machota. Follow him on Twitter at Jon Machota, Jon Machota, and subscribe to The Athletic. The draft just a week away. John, next week we'll talk about who the Cowboys took. Cannot wait. Appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Appreciate it. Jon Machota here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. The Blitz live out of Texas Cheer Liquor, number 3, Highway 90 in Montgomery. We're here on the air till 6:30. We're going to stick around until 7 o'clock tonight, so come by and get stocked up for the weekend. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I know I've used Hill Electric at my house for a variety of projects through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage because, you know, the builder never puts enough in there. A spotlight over one of my grills, dimmer lights in the living room. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They have the right service at the right price, never a service charge, and always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it's going to take to get a project done. And they'll get that project done and done right. So call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
If you missed R&R in the morning, then you missed this.
The Kia Boston Smoke Meat phone line, 656 ESPN. Welcome on the show, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. First and foremost, your little good morning song and Rudy saying good morning, that puts a smile on my face every day in the morning. So don't ever stop.
Thank you so much.
That's good branding.
Thank you.
Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. This is R&R in the morning.
Wake up with Rob and Rudy. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Hoop Collective Podcast.
I'm at our ESPN LA studios. You may remember that Bev did a couple of days of work for ESPN last year.
No, I remember. I was on with him.
He left a gorgeous Dolce & Gabbana suit here that is just spectacular.
You should wear it on TV today, Brian.
I do not believe it will fit me, only because the arms are too long. You're across the street. Come over and get it. It's got to be at least a $7,000 suit.
The Hoop Collective Podcast. Listen on the ESPN app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for only $37.99. Get started on your next job today. With the parts you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Garage clutter got you down? Garageization will help improve that mood. Cabinets, shelving, workbenches, overhead racks, slat wall. They even do floors. Oh my! GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com for more info. GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
San Antonio is charging ahead, bucking the competition, grabbing opportunity by the horns, and watch us be relentless. This is your team. Experience more football. Experience XFL. Your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Orlando Guardians at the Alamo Dome, Saturday, April 15th at 6 p.m. Tickets on sale now. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
I'd rather ride a bike with my kids than ride in an ambulance.
I'd rather have a catch with my dog Curtis than catch pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with certain chronic conditions like heart disease, asthma, or diabetes, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Learn more at Prevnar20.com. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Manac. Live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3 on Highway 90 in Montgomery. Silver Star Vodka is out here with some samples. They got their vodka and their Texas honey whiskey. Some of the Texas Cheer private labels also being sampled over there.
Yeah.
We got stuff on special, free tacos. Come by and see us, Highway 90 and Montgomery. You think about the UTSA spring game is about to get underway.
It is.
I just saw some video. They got the Brahmas field still down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, the Brahmas play tomorrow night. We got a 4-pack of tickets that we're giving away right now to caller number 9 at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller 9. You'll get to go see the San Antonio Brahmas take on the Orlando Guardians tomorrow night, 6 o'clock in the Dome. Be a good time.
It will be a good time. It's always a good time, and everybody that goes out there seems to have a good time. You can also go out tonight, and it's free to watch the UTSA spring game.
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You look at being here at Texas Cheer. I've got your flight, you're the Yingling flight, so I can pay off my beer bet.
Right.
Because I'm a man of my word.
Yes, you are.
When you have lost bets, you pay up.
I did.
That's what we do. Well, we're sitting here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can clearly see we're sitting. But we were just standing up talking with Rudy J from R&R in the Morning, who's still here. He's actually working the register.
He is.
Rudy J will get it all done. Pouring samples, taking your money, doing all kinds of things. But we were talking about, Rudy had mentioned, because I'm paying off my bet from the Masters, he has not yet paid Michael Jimenez for our little golf group thing.
And Jimenez won, by the way.
Yeah, Jimenez won. And Rudy's like, I got to get that done. You don't think about it. And Jimenez isn't the kind of guy, apparently, that is going to remind Rudy that he hasn't paid yet. Although you aren't that kind of guy either, Joe Reinagel, because you brought up to us that Jimenez still hasn't paid you back for the bottle that we bought in Phoenix at the Super Bowl. When you say, hey, we're going to split this. And I remember Jimenez saying, I'll get you back. And I know you brought it up to him 2 or 3 different times in the transition between the 2 shows in the studio when we got back. Oh, I'll get you, man. I'll get you. I'll get you. He has forgotten, clearly, and he thinks you have forgotten.
Well,
but
apparently
you haven't.
so.
But you haven't.
No, I don't forget things like that.
When somebody owes you money, you got that elephant memory, right?
I do.
Yeah.
The way it actually went, it was like Jimenez said, well, when we go out, I'll buy drinks.
Well, that didn't happen.
Well, that didn't happen. I ended up buying the drinks, or my own, right? I mean, and on all you guys, I mean, Rudy bought some, everybody.
Because that was the night, there may have been a photo of him asleep in the van, but he decided his liver needed a break. So we were at the Dirty Dog Saloon, and he wasn't drinking, so he never went to the bar to get around.
But my liver didn't need a break, and I was expecting
all of our livers needed a break. Well, just none of our livers got a break.
So, Mike, I know you're listening. You always do, buddy. We appreciate you. So you owe me $12.50. Maybe you should round it up to $15, actually, because after tax and all, and especially in California, it was at least $30 for that bottle.
And especially since we were in Phoenix, which is in Arizona.
Well, that's same thing, isn't it?
I mean, it was one of those kind of weeks where you would have been like Tiger and not know what state you were in. I mean, that was only $12.
Well, no, I mean, I think the bottle was like 26.
No, I thought it was like a $58 bottle.
Well, it might have been.
I mean, because we didn't buy it at a discount place. I think you were bitching about the cost of that thing. I think he actually owes you around $25 or $30.
Well, I think with interest for sure.
Well, with interest, he owes you $50 at this point.
When was the Super Bowl? Right, February.
It was in February.
So February, March, April. We're in May. That's 4 months. I figure,
Well, maybe he pays at net 90.
20%.
20%.
Oh, we're in April, and we're not in May yet.
No, you don't know his states or a calendar.
Oh, geez.
Joe Reinagel, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, I'm here all week.
Yeah.
Tip your waitress.
Friday. Good thing it's Friday.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
So do you even know how much he owes you?
No, not exactly. I don't remember, but I'm thinking.
So you know
right
that
around $15.
I think it's more than that.
All right, well.
I think it's
dude, if I would see $15, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, so I can't really make it higher.
Well, the problem is nobody carries cash anymore.
Well, I got Venmo.
I mean,
I got Zelle. I got all the cool kids stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, just hit me up. Boy,
See,
look at
Shelton
waving
with a
his
wad
money
of
around.
cash. Yeah, I saw a friend of mine posted this on Facebook. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
One of her kids needed $7 for something at school, and another one needed $35 for a field trip. The school only take cash, and the amount of hell she went through to go find $7 because there's no change. So you go to an ATM, which she did, but there was no, it spits out 20s.
Right.
And then she said trying to get places to get the exact change was so much more of a challenge than it needed to be. And I hadn't thought about that in forever because I haven't needed exact cash change very often lately. But, it's true. Remember, there was a time where you would just always have that kind of cash. And now, you need cash. It's like, all right, well, let me go over here and I'm gonna get this or I'm gonna get that.
That's a good question there because why don't ATMs give out $10 bills? I mean, because Maggie and I the other day needed it was a 50 number, right? So, and all they give you is 20s.
Yeah.
And so then you got to go find some place to break a 20.
Yeah.
And get a 10. And it's a pain in the ass.
ATM should have options.
They should.
They should have options.
Yep.
Just saying. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. The finalists for the NBA awards have been announced. We'll get into that and the play-in and playoff schedule for the weekend as we continue live here from Texas Tier Liquor number 3 on Highway 90 and Montgomery right after this Sports Center update.
From the George Salinas Personal Injury Attorney Studios, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
$750,000 is what the NBA fined the Dallas Mavericks today. They said they did it because of conduct detrimental to the league in an elimination game back on April 7th. Wow, NBA in turn. Bulls and Heat about to tip off. Oklahoma City and Minnesota, they tip off at 8:30. Texas running back Bijan Robinson, he's going to the draft. Will he be drafted in the first round? Well, only time will tell. And Rory McIlroy, $3 million lighter in the pocketbook. He was fined by the PGA for missing this week's tournament. The Blitz continues from Texas Cheer Liquor number 3 right now.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Live out of Texas Cheer Liquor number 3, Highway 90 and Montgomery. Stop on in. Get your free samples of Silver Star vodka as well as their Texas Honey whiskey from Silver Star Spirits based out of Fort Worth. You can meet Rudy J. He is still here. He posted a picture of us earlier.
Yeah.
You and I are wearing our very white station shirts, right?
Right, we are. Yes.
And Rudy J. is dressed as a dental hygienist. He's got on maroon pants and a maroon shirt. He looks like they're not scrubs, but they look like scrubs. But he took a picture standing between us, and a listener says that it looks like a reverse ice cream sandwich.
Well, I can see that.
Oh, yeah, I can now.
Yeah, I can see that. So many ways I could go there. I just wonder what Rudy was thinking. Now, Rudy, do you have like granimals in your closet? I mean, he doesn't match them up, and so you got maroon and green and green. So you like the solid look, huh? All right.
I think he was wearing those pants and he changed his shirt, didn't realize what his pants were because nobody does that on purpose, right?
I don't know, man, because even his shoelaces are purple. See, he's matched all the way around.
So you did that on purpose?
He did.
That's drippy.
Drippy.
Huh. See,
appreciate that.
If you did not hear him,
Rudy is drippy.
There is drippy. I'm cool. See, now,
cool.
now here's
you're about the most uncool dude I've ever seen.
No,
in my
see,
life.
now AD here, who owns Texas Cheer, see, he's wearing Air Dads. See, I'm cool enough not to wear Air Dads, and I got to credit Rob Thompson for that. A few years ago, we were out in Oxnard at Dallas Cowboys training camp. I like Air Dads. They're comfortable and they're cheap. Right?
Yep.
They're cheap and they're comfortable. The perfect combination. And they're white. You know, they got a little silver on the Nike, a little Dallas Cowboy look to them. And did I mention they're cheap and they're comfortable? They're Air Dads. And, you know, Rob is a shoe guy. Rob travels with a shoe bag.
He does.
And he wears a different pair of shoes every day. And I would imagine he could have spent or put 3 kids through college by now with the amount of money he has spent on shoes, right? But I was comfortable in my Air Dads. Rob's giving me a bunch of crap. Every player on the Cowboys that we would talk to would come up, and the first thing they'd do was talk about Rob's shoes. He made that connection with those players because of his damn shoes.
Right.
And they look at mine and they go, yeah, right. And
gotta stay away from that guy.
But I defended in all my honor my Air Dads because they're comfortable and they're cheap. And Rob used to tell me, you're not old enough for Air Dads, but they're comfortable and they're cheap. Well, if you know who Dale Hansen is, he is was a big time, he's retired now, but big time TV guy in Dallas. He's the guy. You know, our version of Dan Cook.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Well, here comes Dale Hansen walking by wearing the same shoes I'm wearing. Rob pointed at him, and then he took me over to the Dick's over there by the Cowboys facility, and I got new shoes, and I haven't had Air Dad since.
You didn't want to look like Dale Hansen?
He just proved every point about them being old man shoes. And the only time it's appropriate to wear those is if you're standing right by a propane grill, right? I mean, you can wear them if you've got a propane grill.
Well, Dale Hansen didn't give a damn what you thought about his Air Dads or anybody else.
No, but I mean, I type trap with the Air Dads, and I miss them. And now I'm wearing Hey Dudes. I don't know if that's it. I really don't know if that's any better, really, right?
Well, I got some Hey Dudes.
Like I said, I don't know if that's any better.
Dude, look, as I get older, and AD, it didn't take him as long as it took me to figure this out. I don't give a damn what you think. As long as I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think about my shoes.
Yeah?
I really don't.
You want to go back to how uncomfortable you were last night that your pants didn't fit right?
Well, that's not
because you were worried people would think you actually pooped in your pants because you didn't have them tight enough and you were droopy in your drawers.
There was a little bag there.
Yeah.
There was. So yeah, it was a little baggy.
Yeah.
But it was dark in there.
But you were worried that what they would think.
No, I just had to keep pulling them up, dude. I was honestly, I'm in a boxing ring, right? And I'm up in spotlight and the whole thing. I'm just worried about walking around the ring and my drawers falling down on my ankles.
You weren't worried about it.
No, I really was.
They weren't that loose.
Well, they were getting that way. See, you imagine that would have been a story today.
Well, it would have got you a little social media fan.
Joe Ryan-Egel, he's walking around the ring with his pants down on his ankles.
I mean, a whole new meaning to going on Michael Buffer.
Well, yeah, that's true. Let's get ready to rumble, baby.
Don't say that too loud.
I know.
He'll send you a bill.
Dude, they had that in the script last night. I'm going, hey, I can't say that.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
You can't say that.
$1 million.
Is that what he's up to now?
He gets $1 million every time he says
that. He does, but if somebody else says it, I think it's a several $1,000 fine. You just get a letter in the mail.
Well, I think
you have violated things.
I think it depends.
Trust me, we've gotten that here at 4050 Eisenhower Road. That's how I know.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Would you say it on the air?
No, I'm not saying anything. It actually wasn't me, but it was on this show.
Oh.
Years ago, a different version of this show. And then we used to play the drop, too.
Oh.
I remember one time he was in San Antonio doing an event because, that's all he does. And you know how, in the business, we call them liners when you get somebody, hey, this is Emmett Smith, you're listening to the Blitz. So I said, Michael, can you record a liner for us? And I had it all written out. I knew what I wanted him to say. And he's like, sure, I'll do that for $5,000. And I said, all right, cool.
You'd pay him?
No, hell no. See, hell no. He was not the nicest guy.
He doesn't look like a
He
real
was great
nice
up
guy.
until I asked him to do that, and he told me $5,000. Then he wasn't so nice after
He really
that.
doesn't look like a nice guy. But I hear that, he every time he says that, he gets $1 million.
It's his appearance fee.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can hire his brother for half the price.
Yeah,
That's why his brother works so much.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, and props to him. He coined the phrase, and he's gotten very rich off of
Made
it.
a killing at that.
Absolutely.
The NBA, all the postseason awards, the official finalists have been announced. Coach of the Year, it's going to Mike Brown. I mean, I know Boston and Oak City are on there, but Mike Brown is going to get that. The new award, the Clutch Player of the Year. De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, and Jimmy Butler are the finalists. I got to admit, I don't know what the criteria is for this award. It's the new award, and I've read a couple of different things of what it's supposed to define, and I'm still not really sure what they're judging people on.
I don't know, but I mean, I just look at that list of guys, and all of those guys are, they're clutch players, right? And so they come up big when the chips are down, if you will, or when your team needs something to happen. All of those guys do. So that's the only thing that I can think of. But I like that list of guys. I mean, all three of those dudes they're ballers.
I don't know how I'd vote on that except for DeMar DeRozan because his daughter came in clutch the other night in Toronto.
Dude, and was getting death threats from the people in Toronto. She had to be escorted out of the arena.
That's insane.
That's just ridiculous.
As much fun as we had with that story, and he did not let her go to Miami. Now,
maybe that's why.
Well, he wasn't going to let her. He said after the game, before anything was crazy, that she wasn't going to Miami, right? But at the same time, you wonder if that certainly did play a part in it later. You know what I mean? It's she has school today. She is not in Miami, according to DeMar. She even has a game tonight. She lives in Los Angeles, goes to school in L.A., has a game tonight. He wasn't going to let her, but as it turns out, as we've learned later this afternoon, things got ugly, or a little bit ugly for her Friday night in Toronto arena because fans were so upset that their team missed half of their free throws, 18 of them.
Can't we just have fun anymore? I mean, it's so ridiculous. That was so much fun. She was so cute.
All right, let me ask you this.
That, and it's just unbelievable.
You're a Spurs fan.
Right.
And they're in an elimination game. Pick a team that they're playing. Just pick a team.
Miami.
All right, they're playing Miami. Spurs and Miami, an elimination game. Could never happen unless it's the finals, but whatever, right? You've got really expensive courtside seats. It has happened, actually.
Yes, it has.
Twice. You've got really expensive courtside seats. And a little kid next to you is screaming like that. And you're a fan of the other team. How pissed off are you?
I'm not.
You are.
No.
You are.
No.
Annoying
Seriously.
fans around you.
Why would I be pissed off? I'm in an arena where people are screaming. I think if she's got a seat, obviously either got that from her dad or paid money for it. You know what? I'm not upset by that. And then if my guys are missing their free throws, I'm pissed at them.
Well, sure, but you're going to take it out on the little girl.
I'm
not. Like we've all sat around annoying fans.
So are you justifying what happened in Toronto?
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, I don't understand.
Not at all. But I could see where some fans would be upset with her. But at the same time, to take it to that next level is just completely uncalled for.
It's ridiculous. I wouldn't be upset. You would be upset if that happened?
Even Miami. When you're around annoying fans?
Dude, then don't go to a game.
Well, I go to games all the time.
And there's a lot of annoying fans
There are
around.
a lot of annoying fans. There are. But that comes with the territory.
No.
But even in Miami, and they were having fun with it. They put the seats that they thought were going to be hers, or maybe they were just making fun of it, but caution tape on the seats and a no screaming allowed sign.
No screaming allowed. Yeah, and then that was cool. Again, it was the Miami Heat mascot that was doing that. And so, that's fun, and we should have fun with that. Sports is fun. People a lot of people need to just get over themselves.
Well, they do.
I mean, my gosh, that's just ridiculous. She's the cutest young lady and did that. And it was just fantastic, and had her 15 minutes and just let her be.
The Most improved player finalists: Jalen Brunson, SGA, and Lauri Markkanen.
Most improved?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's tough.
I like Shea.
Do you really? I'd have to go with Brunson, I think. I'm not sure.
The Rookie of the Year, we know that Paulo won't be unanimous because some votes are already out and people are all upset. I don't get it. Why does somebody have to be unanimous? So somebody didn't vote for your guy and everybody's losing their mind because he won't be unanimous.
Exactly.
But, Paulo's going to win. Walker Kessler and Jalen Williams, congratulations. You're at least a nominee. Defensive Player of the Year, Brooke Lopez, Evan Mobley, or Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Jaren Jackson Jr.
I would probably go that or Evan Mobley, but Milwaukee's the best defensive team. And I know they got Giannis, but Brooke Lopez is a big part of that.
Well, Brooke is tough. I mean, he is a tough defensive player. I just love Jaren Jackson Jr. and what he does. But I wouldn't be upset if any of those three got the award.
You're a six-man, Brogdon, Portis, or Quickly.
Wow.
I gotta go Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there.
Yeah,
I would have to agree.
I would look at that. Your MVP, Giannis, Embiid, or the Joker.
See, the pick, the cool pick right now is Embiid. Jokic does what he does, but I still got to go with Giannis. Giannis to me is the best player in the league right now. Overall.
Yeah, although what I don't like, and to me it's Embiid, but it's not what I don't like is some of the stuff that I've seen, on Get Up, on First Take, from Chris Broussard, from all these other experts that they don't want to give it to Jokic for a third straight year. Embiid hasn't won, but it's not a lifetime achievement award. It's how have you played this year? I like the way Embiid has played this year, although it's hard to say it wouldn't be Giannis. If I was starting a team right now, I'd go with Giannis, right?
I would go with Giannis.
But I do think Embiid wins. But I think Embiid wins because voters don't want the Joker to win it again.
I agree with that. So, even though, it's hard to say that he doesn't deserve it, right? I mean, the guy's a hell of a player. Denver's the number one seed. But I think Embiid's going to win the thing. But again, my vote would be with Giannis all day long. I just think he's the best player in the league.
It's the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, live out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. We are here until 7 o'clock tonight with lots of samples. Great savings, a great way for you to get set up for the weekend. As we continue, we'll look at the NBA play-in games that are happening tonight in the playoffs that get underway officially tomorrow and the rest of this weekend in the NBA. And if you're looking for a place to go watch those games, the fight's on Saturday night. Make sure you get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. No better place to go watch any kind of sporting event than at the Roo, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food there is fantastic. They got the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu. Their chicken sandwich is fantastic. I love their fried shrimp. Greg Shelton, our grumpy engineer, loves their fried shrimp tails. Whatever. It's all good there at the Roo Pub. They got great appetizers, great salads, I'm told, and that kitchen is open late until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. So when you need that late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. They have happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you missed R&R in the morning, then you missed this.
Tyron Smith, it's not a matter of debate. In fact, we like to call this an RPP. You have a Hall of Fame left tackle that is willing, at least was last year, to swing to the right side and help the team go get a victory. And you have the opportunity now to lock him up or at least keep him happy. And it appears those that are inside the Star saying they're coming to a resolution and to keep Tyron Smith. And obviously this will be the last contract he ever signs. And when he does retire and head up to Canton, it'll do so on his terms.
Did we like Tyler Smith enough to say, I don't want him as left guard, even though I know that's what we brought him in for? So
left tackle.
And then you just move the Swiss Army kid, which makes them better, right? But the thing is, Rob, it's another RPP, rich people problem, because when Tyron Smith goes down, slide the youngster to the left like you do in the cha-cha.
Slide to the left.
Wake up with Rob and Rudy. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Power through every season with True Fuel, the ready-to-use engineered fuel for outdoor power equipment that lasts for years and provides true convenience, true performance, and true protection. True Fuel is ethanol-free and precision engineered to improve performance and extend the life of trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, and small generators. With True Fuel in the tank, you're always ready for yard work and everything Mother Nature decides to throw at you. True Fuel. Empower your equipment.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting...
San Antonio Professional Boxing is on another level. SA Sports Star is proud to announce our partnership with Davies Entertainment for Viva La Brawl. Mark your calendars, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo at the Techport Arena to see San Antonio's very own Castaneda brothers Kendo and Jairo Castaneda headline a card that features Brown Tavares versus Daniel Heinen, Destiny Jones versus Brittany Ordonez, and more. San Antonio Boxing like you've never seen. Davies Entertainment, Viva La Brawl coming Cinco de Mayo at the Boeing Techport Arena. Buy tickets now at daviesentertainment.com. I want to welcome our newest partner of R&R in the Morning and the Sports Star team. You may have heard of them. They're located just off of 281 in Bitters in a big, newly remodeled space. San Antonio's premier card house, SA Card House. That's right. All of our poker-playing listeners tuning in, SA Card House is a must-visit. It offers a beautiful atmosphere, clean, inviting, top-notch customer service for your poker-playing pleasure. SA Card House brings San Antonio a completely new vibe to card houses, offering games for all skill levels, from beginners to professional level poker players. SA Card House welcomes all. If you have not seen them yet, SA Card House is located just off 281 North at Bitters. Has an attached full bar and grill with made-to-order daily specials. This is not your typical card house. SA Card House is a private social club that is accepting new memberships. Visit sacardhouse.com for more info and stop in for a quick drink to check the space out. SA Card House at Bitters and 281. Monday on R&R in the Morning, the NBA playoffs are underway. We break it all down for you, and all this NFL draft smoke is turning into fires, and break down Rob's weekend to C-Stat. Now back to the Blitz. Jason, you agree with me. Alex Smith was a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, right?
I always want to just start arguments. That's what Rudy J does. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix out at Texas Cheer Liquor number 3. We'll be out here till 7 o'clock tonight, although we have Rangers and Astros coming up at 6:30 with the pregame show as they kick off the 2023 Silver Boot Series. You know, as you think about, Joe, the idea of, the NBA playoffs will get underway tomorrow. We have to have our beer bet of some kind. I've got your Yingling flight here ready to pay off our Masters bet.
Oh.
Should just keep it because it's going to end up in my fridge anyway.
So how are we going to do this? Are we going to pick one series or all series?
Well, all right, let's look at because the play-in tonight, Chicago, Miami, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, one of those will end up being an 8 and be fed to a 1. Are you going to pick an 8 seed to upset a 1?
No.
All right, so we'll skip that. Boston and Atlanta. Do you give Atlanta any kind of shot?
No.
All right, so we won't do that one. Brooklyn and Philadelphia. Do you give Brooklyn any kind of shot?
No.
So we won't do that one. Knicks and Cavs.
Wow, now that's a good one.
Do you give the Knicks a shot?
Sure.
All right, I'm taking the Cavs. Is that our beer bet?
I'll take the Knicks.
All right. Are we going to do one series or are we going to do...
Well, let's do a Western Conference series.
All right.
How about Clippers, Golden State?
I'm taking Golden State. I can't pick...
No, wait, you already picked the Cavs.
Well, but I'm not picking the Clippers. I cannot root for that.
Right, so give me another one then. How about it's not Golden State anyway, it's Sacramento Golden. So it's the Clippers and Phoenix.
Yeah, but Phoenix is my team to go to.
Dude,
and you're not going to pick
I'm not
guys.
pulling for
all right.
number 2.
Grizzlies and Lakers.
All right. You want to do that one?
Yeah.
Do I pick or you?
I picked the last one.
I'm taking the Grizz.
Thanks.
You got to root for LeBron.
All right, so we've got to come up with a third one that's a tiebreaker.
Okay.
Because otherwise we're at 2-2.
All right.
It's my turn to pick. I'm taking Golden State to upset the Sacramento Kings.
Okay, you got it. I'll take Sacramento.
Well, you got a crappy parlay, didn't you?
Well, I really did. So so we're
like
clear.
I said, should I just take that beer to my house?
I got Sacramento. I got the Knicks, and I got Memphis.
Is that what you have?
Remember that, Pledge. Remember that. Sacramento, the Knicks, and Memphis. Those are my 3.
All right, Pledge is going to write that down because we've got to make it the beer bet official.
But I will have that flight by Yingling done before these bets are.
It's a beer bet.
Right.
It's a beer bet.
It's time for another beer bet with the Blitz. Fridays, Jason and Joe go head-to-head with the biggest bet of the weekend. Here's the Blitz.
I need Jimmy. Who's got what?
Well, just go back and listen to the tape again. We need to redo that. I didn't like that.
You didn't like that?
No.
Okay.
But
are we still live, or is this a liner?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't know we had something overly produced for that. And Pledge is over there, telling me the still third on the screen.
Dude, that was great.
Oh, you want to hear it again?
Yeah, hear it again.
Let's hear it again.
Go.
It's time for another beer bet with the Blitz. Fridays, Jason and Joe go head-to-head with the biggest bet of the weekend. Here's the Blitz.
See, I think it just cut it off there. Biggest bet of the weekend.
I like that. So,
although, based on what the big voice man said, are we just betting on game 1 since that's happening this weekend?
No, we're not. Well, if I can have Memphis.
No.
Because the Lakers suck in game 1s of series.
Yeah, see, I don't know. We have to rethink that because now we can only do it on Friday. I don't know. So it's a good idea.
Well, then let's bet on tonight's games then.
You want to bet on tonight's game?
Yes, I do. I'll pick one and you can pick one.
All right.
Okay, so let's see. And since I said that, you get your choice of East or West. Go ahead.
I'm going to take Oklahoma City tonight.
You got Oklahoma City beating Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm going to take Miami to beat Chicago.
Wow. Miami at home.
Uh-huh.
So if Oklahoma City and Miami wins, who wins the beer bet? We got to give.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, does it?
There are game 1s over the weekend.
We just said that, Pledge. We might have to rethink this a little bit because we got to figure out a way to give something to the listener.
I agree.
And in fact, right now we've got taste of we got Alamo Heights night tickets to give away.
Okay.
Right. Caller number 17, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 17 You'll win tickets to Alamo Heights Night, which is a week from tonight, next Friday over at UIW. Finding
Awesome.
Friday is going to be out there. Ruben V, the Rick Cavender Band. It's going to be a good time, and Pledge is going to be busy for the next 38 minutes.
I'm going to need you to cut some spots after the show.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Monday problem.
Well, and that's not a Jason
tomorrow.
or Joe problem. That's a grumpy ass Greg Shelton problem. He flips the switch right after the show.
He does. he does. In fact, AD, what was your line about Greg earlier? Best smile in the game. Greg Shelton. Best smile in the game.
Wow. I've never seen him smile. I wouldn't know if AD's right or not.
We've never seen him smile that's been captured by a camera.
Right.
I mean, it's like the Loch Ness Monster. I mean, people have seen it, but can they actually prove it? It's the Chupacabra.
Yeah, I mean, all of those legendary things, right? And then Greg Shelton.
It certainly works. the grumpy ass Greg Shelton. Yeah, we're about to wrap up here at Texas Cheer, the broadcast, but Greg is going to stick around for another 30 minutes. Smile for selfies.
Absolutely.
As you get your samples from Silver Star. They got the great vodka here, their Texas honey whiskey, great Texas-based company.
I'm about to try some of that.
I think we all are.
Absolutely.
In about 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
That's. I mean, the countdown is on.
Wow.
Rangers and Astros.
Whoa, the silver
If you're
boot.
watching on YouTube, you can see Pledge. He can actually count to 17 colors. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Follow Jason at Jason